Well, I mean, why?
People don't need to know my business.
Okay. So, well, do. Okay, let's see if everything is working the way it's supposed to be working. Oh, oh boy.
Come with us, Candy Mountain Charlie.
Oh wow, everything is working the way it's supposed to.
Charlie, come with us, Candy Mountain Charlie.
And I found out that even with the game will start shortly screen, everyone can still hear us. One of these days, I'm gonna be able to fix that, but we will see. There's probably like a hideous echo effect in a moment ago. So, also, if you guys are going to be watching this, just remember there's going to be like a 3 to 4 minute delay
I can't
between.
do it.
You can't-
No, I'd
A
get
minute delay. Oh man.
I would legitimately have too much issues hearing my previous voice
Right.
while I'm trying to have a current voice, and that means there's too much voice.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone what everybody else is talking. I would get so confused. I can't do it.
So let's see if I could turn this temporarily off. As always, the problem would be turning it off. The problem would be if you could get it turned back on. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, let's try this and this. All right, guys, go ahead and say something.
Something.
Awesome. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, let's try this and this. All right, guys, go ahead and say something.
Something.
Great.
And the worst part
It
is,
did
like,
work.
I can still hear it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that did not work at all. Oh well. I will figure it all out later. But all that matters is we're streaming, we're live. This is
Doesn't
when
OBS has a mute button for the inputs?
it definitely
does.
does. It's supposed to.
But it don't work, does it?
Right? And so don't worry, we will definitely get underway in just a moment.
Well, we kind of need the rest of us, don't we?
This is true.
I came across this one song today while I was at work listening to Spotify, and it's the only thing I've been able to hear inside my head.
Oh, which song is it?
Ding by Furswans. I'll share it to you because it's stupid fucking catchy.
Okay.
Like, it's all in German, of course, because that is how the most fucking catchy songs get stuck in your brain. No idea what they say, but every word leaves you wanting more.
Hell no.
Hey,
Oh, snap. What is going on, Typhoon 44?
Yeah, not too much.
Well, that's good. Well, for the record, we are recording and we are streaming. We are live on the interwebs right now. And one of these days, I'm going to learn how to mute us.
That's a scary thought.
Ah, don't you even worry about it. The good news is this, is that we're not popular. And so,
Right? Not
yeah,
yet.
the good news is nobody gives a shit.
exactly. We don't have to worry so far about being sued or copyright. None of that yet. So
Offensive.
please be yourselves, gentlemen. All right.
You know, it's funny. You're only offensive if people hear you.
Right?
It depends on the kind of person. You might be offensive if they smell you or they see you.
There you go.
Or you might be offensive to all the senses. You never know.
Online. People online, you're only offensive when they can hear you.
I don't know.
Or read you.
Or see you, I suppose.
Yeah, if they see my Facebook profile. Actually, no, it's got Dad on there. Now, if it was Facebook when I first started it up, It was kind of cringe, so maybe.
Right.
Every fucking 18-year-old that gets on goddamn Facebook, it is all cringe. I remember looking through some of my memories and be like, what the was I thinking? I remember I made one post once where it was like, lesbians should not be allowed to use dildos because they made their choice.
Ah! Oh heavens! I have a
put that on
feeling
fucking Facebook.
you got some blowback from
Wow.
that one.
Nobody said a goddamn thing. They just like cringe and just ignored me. But yeah, that was a legitimate post I put. So if we get popular, I may have some backlash to deal with. Because that's not the only thing I ever said.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Also, if people
mine
do
ends
find
up
this,
with lots of posts that. My Facebook's always been full of politically oriented posts.
Yeah, that's a very quick way to be put in Facebook jail, I hear.
it's
Yeah.
nowhere near as bad as like shaming the genders nowadays. My God.
Oh yeah.
Because again, I legitimately told lesbians they couldn't use dildos because they made their choice.
Bum bum bum. Okay. So right now we will be waiting for the rest of our crew to get here.
The dynamic duo, as it were.
Most definitely. Then I got a nice little disclaimer and intro and whatnot. And
And her sidekick.
say that again.
Trouble and her sidekick.
Yeah, that should be their new nicknames. After the intro, then we'll go ahead and get into this.
Okay, well that'll give me a minute or three to try to get my character sheet moved over to my tablet if I can get the damn thing to fire up.
Please do.
Right.
Sure, but Mama.
Oh, snap.
there's a
Master Draco's in the
There's
house.
the sidekick. There's the sidekick.
How's it going, Draco?
Not bad.
All right. And guess what? We are live. We are streaming. And I don't know how to mute us.
Do you have any like extra strength ibuprofen here?
Right? All right. And don't worry, one of these days I will get an office or maybe like a huge partition. Because people are going to hear in the background dishes, people, dogs, cat is going to run across my chest all of a sudden.
The biggest one I've always heard is when one of the dogs wants in the room, and all you hear is like the dugga 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 dugga.
Exactly.
For the longest time, I thought someone was playing games. It was like smashing their keyboard while we were playing.
Like we have an arcade booth up in here, and someone is just like button mashing.
No, like someone just like spamming the spacebar trying to jump. Like
Okay.
that's what I thought it was for the longest time.
That is
You
what.
didn't even have to be in the room for it to go off. So I thought it was Nox playing games for the longest time.
No, actually, no. That door is about 5 feet to my side. That's why it's coming across so loud. But oh heavens, look at that! We have a full house. We have all of our players here. Let me go ahead and get everything visual because it's 6:03. It's time to get started. And oh my God, this is going to be the first time I get to not only roleplay with all you guys, get to roleplay with the fabulous Dark Lovely, but let me go ahead and get through with this intro, especially with the disclaimer. But so everyone, since I can't mute anyone, give me just a moment. How's it going, you beautiful people, and welcome to this video. I'm Cobalt GM, and we're about to play the tabletop role-playing game Esper Genesis by Alligator Alley Entertainment. First of all, disclaimer, we are not professionals. I'm a straight up noob, all right? We are just real people playing and enjoying a tabletop role-playing game. So there will be cussing, there will be inappropriate jokes, there will be off-color humor, and that's how we enjoy playing the game and how we enjoy one another. Before we begin, let me tell you a little something about my players and friends. All right, we have Alloy. Playing
Viewer discretion is advised.
exactly. We have Alloy playing an Ashen Forge warrior named Argus. The Ashen Forge are an artificial people created by an alien race called the Dindus. All right, they got their name due to their ashen or pale complexion as a result of their creation process or their forging. Next is a player that is new to our games. I've played with her in other games, but this is the first time I get to GM for her. We have the Dark Lovely. All right. She is playing a Kesh adept named Aura. The Kesh are a green-skinned race of alien explorers that have unfortunately lost their home world long ago and search for it to this very futuristic day. And adepts are powerful, mentally attuned psychics. So it's going to be great to see what she's going to be able to pull off. Next up is Master Draco, the self-proclaimed gamer. He's going to be playing the Volna hunter named Bravestride. The Volna are a feline race of tribal aliens that have begrudgingly accepted technology to become part of the galactic community. Hunters are expert trackers and resourceful investigators, being able to survive in a variety of different environments. Next up, we have Tonto Tomahawk playing Sagaricio, a Promethean engineer. Now, the Prometheans are, they were once humans, but they genetically altered themselves to evolve. And so now they look like more perfect versions of humans. And they all have these silvery roots to their hair, even though the rest of it is a wide variety of colors. He's an engineer, and that means he's able to work on machines, computers, and even make devices out of sorium. And sorium is this universe's super substance that could transform into anything through a process called forging. And even cooler, his rig, the set of tools that he uses to forge, are in his cybernetic arm. So that's pretty great. But last and definitely not least, we have Typhoon 44, who's playing the human specialist Captain Jonathan, with an H, T. Archer. He, his wife Jane, and his kids Jackson, who's 17, and Jill, who's 13, they work and live on the trade carrier ship called the Astral Horizon. It took me a while, but I just remembered that name actually belongs to something. And if anyone watching this can actually tell me what the Astral Horizon belongs to, feel free to get 100 experience points. Either way, archers live an already adventurous life before setting down, but soon his skills of stealth and persuasion will be put to the test. But that is it. We have Argus, Aura, Bravestride, Jonathan Archer, and Sagaricio, our heroes. Let's begin.
I remember there was a ship called the Event Horizon, not the Astral Horizon.
Oh, okay.
If anyone out in the comments knows what that is, give a thumbs up, because that movie was awesome.
Agreed. Actually, before we begin, is there any business from anyone else that we have to discuss or talk about or whatever? Everyone got their mics on. Give me a slight roll call. Let me start off with Alloy. Let me hear you. Perfect. All right. Master Draco.
Destiny 2.
Okay. Okay. Dark Lovely.
Present.
Nice. And last but not least, Tonto Tomahawk.
Why am I here?
You were here to get your game on.
I hijacked you into this group, that's why you're here.
Right.
Ooh.
Remind me to never drink again.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Do all the drinking, please. Do the drinking for me as well.
All right. Well, I have to hydrate somehow.
You, Cobalt, you mentioned the name Astral Horizon and knowing it was from somewhere.
Don't
First thing that comes up.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Let the people figure it out. Let them Google it and know that good
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, is that the game you're playing?
Oh, and there goes the first hint. Right.
Yes.
Definitely. All right. So if there is no more to be said by the Peanut Gallery, are we ready to begin our very first session of Esper Genesis?
My
There will always
body
be
is
some-
ready and waiting.
There will always be something to be said from the peanut gallery, whether you're ready for it or not.
That's the worst part, is especially when you're not ready for it.
This is
That's the
true.
best part.
She's a man.
Oh heavens! Yes, that's a reference to a previous game.
He kills because he cares.
Okay, we're really gonna have to watch
Famous
the.
quote from a previous game.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to watch quoting previous games because people are gonna be like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
Don't worry, they will one day.
one day,
Yeah, one day
definitely.
when we're running a podcast and telling stupid stories about all the stuff that we've done before we went online.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get started and jump into the fantastic world of Esper Genesis. We're going to start off today's session actually aboard a party ship. Now, this ship is massive, it's huge, and the entire top decks of it are reinforced, high-tech, transparent metals. All right, so everyone can see the stars while they're partying. And on this ship, we're actually going to catch up with Aura. All right, now, Aura, you are effectively a Keshian princess. You do have an older sister that is a little bit closer to a position of ruling, but at the same time, you kind of don't like the restrictions upon how you're to present yourself, how you're to speak, where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to wear. All right, you want to be your own person and do your own things. And after your last incident, your father has decided that you should be confined to quarters. So, of course, you and your trusty assistant, who's been sworn to you, her name is Ori, you guys have broken out and attended this party. All right. Now, aboard this ship, I'm talking about there are species upon species of aliens here, from short orange ones to tall and completely jet black, shiny skinned ones with, various feathers. I'm telling you, it is incredible. It's a menagerie of alien species, even robots, etc., getting their party on, getting their dance on. The music is just bumping, and it actually shifts from deck to deck. But Aura, as you're making your way through the crowds, you're able to see on the holographic displays that it's actually a Promethean birthday party happening on this ship as well. But aside from that, Aura, tell me, what are you and your faithful servant Ori doing?
Well, we are going to be getting some drinks.
Heck yeah. Right. And so as you guys are kind of like cutting through the crowd, all right, people are of course bumping into you because they're not paying attention. You head over to the bar, and strangely enough, there is this three-limbed creature. He actually has two tentacles on his right side and one seemingly humanoid-ish arm on the other. He is completely pale. Not wearing a shirt, but he just has this bib on for some strange reason. And he actually is a type of cyclops. He has a central kind of yellowy eye. But he looks at you. Hey! I'm in the presence of royalty. What type of drink can I get you?
You have a beautiful eye. What's your favorite?
My favorite is Calaxian Ale. I'm a simple creature of the cosmos. Would you like some Calaxian Ale?
Yeah, that sounds refreshing. Thank you.
And so with that, he goes underneath the bar. You hear, of course, this kind of frothy drink get poured into this mug. And he goes ahead, he puts it to you. And it's actually this bright blue and pulsating drink that has this frothy white top on it. And immediately, Ori, she's kind of pulling onto your clothing. And she is like, Your Grace, are you sure we should be here? We should at least turn on our tracking beacon so the king will know where we are. He's going to be furious once he found out that you've escaped again.
Yeah, let him.
Well, are you sure you should be drinking that? I mean, Can we afford to really be inebriated in a place? And she kind of looks around like this.
Are you implying something?
Oh no, I wouldn't dare to imply anything, Your Grace, without you telling me. It's just that I'm supposed to help you and look out for you, and you evaded the royal guard, so we have no protection out here, and there's a lot of dangerous types around here.
That's what makes it fun.
Of course, Your Grace. And
Hey, bartender, I want a drink for my friend too. Same thing.
he goes, all right, same thing. Don't worry about it. It's on the house. He goes ahead, puts it up on there, and the good thing is about this, you're actually very tall for your race as a Kesh, while Ori, she's about 4 foot nothing. So you go ahead, give it to her, and she looks at it, and it's pulsating blue just like yours. She kind of looks at you, looking for like a little bit of strength, as if she should do this.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Sure, it is a very pretty azure color. Oh, okay. If that's what you want, Your Grace.
I hold out my cup and say cheers, and then throw back at least one swig.
Most definitely. You go ahead, clank the mugs. You go ahead and you just take a good swig, and yeah, it has this sensation of like pop rocks happening in your mouth, while the actual fluid itself, it actually goes down smooth. All right, this is way better than what you had thought it was. And yeah, you definitely taste alcohol in it, but you also taste various types of berry sweetness, and that kind of explodes in your mouth with the pop rocks. It takes Ori a little bit by surprise, and so she takes a larger gulp than you, and then she just goes, you see a little bit come out of her nose. She has to put like the cup down. Well, she has to put it up because the counter's a little bit higher than her. But she puts the mug down, and she's kind of coughing and gagging a little bit.
You'll get used to it.
Of course, Your Grace. She says that you see her, completely all black eyes kind of watering a little bit. But yeah, she sees that she's going to be fine as she's resting her hand on a stool to try to, get herself together. When all of a sudden, the music kind of stops. A couple of floating drones go ahead and shine their spotlight on this one Promethean. Tall, handsome, fair skin. He has the silvery tips, but the rest of his hair is like metallic red, and it goes all the way down to his waist. And he is there. He is like, "Everybody, it's my birthday!" And they begin cheering. And guess what? We have another VIP in the house, all the way from the Kesh home ship. We have here Princess Aura, and he points directly towards you, and several of like the hover drones go ahead and they put the spotlight directly onto you, Aura. Princess, you made it! Come on over here, come on!
Never miss my best friend's birthday.
Yeah, hey, move out of the way, move out of the way. Right, he goes ahead and people are making a line, making a hole for you to cut through, and he pulls you up onto like the hovering stage, and he is like, "We're gonna party like the Silrain Arc is crashing down. Let's go, hit it!" And with that, the music starts bumping again, and this man starts dancing furiously. You don't have the heart to tell him he don't know how to dance, all right? But he is definitely trying his hardest. What are you doing up on the stage, Aura?
I am going to look down at some of the other humanoids on the dance floor and kind of just start like casually emulating their movements, but doing it kind of like casually, like, yeah, I'm doing this for you, but I don't feel like dancing all out right now.
Gotcha. So you go ahead and kind of join the throng of people there, dancing. But with that, we're actually going to shift over to you, Typhoon. You're playing the impressive Captain Jonathan with H, Archer, before all my Star Trek people kind of get on me. And you've been dropped off here because Your son snuck out, Jackson.
Oh,
Uh,
fun.
Definitely, you told that boy that he was supposed to realign the sensor array aboard the Astral Horizon. He didn't. He shirked his responsibilities, and then he went ahead and found transport over to this vessel. So you're here to find him and pretty much get him ready to be brought back to the Astral Horizon. Now, your wife Jane, she went ahead and took the ship to complete a delivery run. She should be back within a couple of cycles, a couple of hours, right? But right now,
Okay.
you are now cutting through the throng of people on this, multi-deck huge ship trying to find your son. And it's been a while since you had to kind of employ these skills of tracking someone down, but your son Jackson is somewhere on this ship. Tell me, what are you doing to try to find him?
Hmm. Well, first thing, usually on a ship like this, and a party of this nature, there would be someone checking people in, guest
Definitely.
registry, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be searching the area for that.
Definitely. Yes, it's right there in the docking bay. Um, there is this kind of a arachnid type of alien. Um, she's actually pretty
Okay.
furry. She has this dark purple fur all about herself, and she has four red eyes. And you go over to her desk, and she is like, "Hello, sir. How can I help you?"
Bring up my pad, picture of Jack, and
Mm-hmm.
ask her if this young man has signed in.
Right. And so she goes ahead. She looks. Oh yes, I've definitely seen him. He was doing his best to look inconspicuous.
Typical. Any chance that you might have a way to pinpoint exactly where he is on the ship so I don't have to spend the next couple of cycles roaming around trying to find him?
I'm sorry, we don't really have a system like that aboard the ship. I can
Mm.
call his name out on the ship speakers.
No, not at this time. I'll let you know if I think that's necessary.
All right. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
Mm. No, I think I'll be all right. Do you have well, yeah, there is one thing. Would you happen to have schematic of at least the areas that part of your goers would be allowed into that I could upload so I kind of have some guide as to where I'm going?
Oh, definitely, sir. She goes ahead
Thank
and
you.
uh, she brings out one of her pads, right? Of course, it's this kind of like gluing words when they fail. It's this kind of glowing sheet of transparent plastic, it seems. She's able to, of course, use it just like we use tablets today. But she's able to just swipe off of it over towards your data pad, and immediately you have a schematic of the ship. And I almost forgot that I'm moderating this, but I'm able to actually put up pictures of your guys' incredible miniatures that we have via Hero Forge. And so thank you, Hero Forge, for allowing us to make characters seemingly free for now. We are not sponsored by them. Let me say that first and foremost. But yes, she goes ahead and sends you the diagram of the ship. And it kind of lets you know that every floor has a particular type of party happening that is separate from the others. You have a birthday on one deck. All right, you pretty much have like a rave on a different one. The last one is actually for like slow dancing at the very top. There's a wedding happening at one. Which
Okay, I
of
can
those
roll
decks?
that and the slow dance out. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. But
Oh,
yeah,
that narrows it down to the rave or the birthday party.
indeed.
Um, does it say whose birthday?
It just says Promethean VIP.
Okay. Hmm.
Most definitely. You're kind of pacing as you're looking at it, trying to make a choice.
Yeah. Just trying to pinpoint what the most likely party would be that he would go to. The rave sounds really interesting, and he might. But then again, seeing as he has been on ship, he knows quite a few people, and this birthday party might be something that have pulled him away.
Definitely. While you're figuring this all out, a few more ships are landing in the docking bay, and more people are kind of checking in. You wouldn't happen to know what your passive persuasion, not passive persuasion, your passive perception is, would you?
Not right off the top of my head, but I do have things right in front of me, so...
Mm-hmm.
Looking, searching,
Mm-hmm.
but not finding.
No problem. While you're searching for that, have you made a choice as to whether you're going to check out the rave or if you're going to...
Your passive will also be 10 plus your or your skill. If that helps you at all.
Oh, it's all right. He's going to
Not
get to
entirely.
it.
I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, there we go. There's...
Yeah, don't even worry
Okay,
about it.
that would put it at a 12.
It's at a 12. Okay. So, while you're looking at the ship schematic, right? While you're considering all of Jackson's options, as another young Volna feline-like alien is calling out for its group, out the corner of your eye, you see a group of very serious individuals. It's about 4 of them. 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and this one in the middle is heavily cloaked, but you kind of see sources of light coming from underneath that cloak. The people that are guiding this person in the middle, they're wearing cloaks, they have hoods drawn, and they look like humans, but there's this very slight shimmer to their edge of their jaw. And you know you've seen that before. But to recall that bit of information, that is going to require a roll if you so want to.
All right.
Uh,
and putting my perception with, I believe, for how's... Yeah, refresh my memory a little bit.
no problem, no
What
problem.
exactly am I rolled?
Oh, right. Well, you can actually roll a perception if you want, or you can roll an insight. Either way, you're going to be rolling 1d20 plus 2.
Okay.
Right.
It don't matter either way because they both would come up the same.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus. She hates me tonight.
And so, with a total of 4, right? At the moment, it just escapes you. All right, as these 4 people, they go ahead and they walk off of the docking bay, and they're going over towards the lifts to go to one of the floors to get their party on like the rest of everyone else. Aside from that, which of these decks are you going to investigate to see if you can find Jackson? The rave or the birthday party?
I'll head to the birthday party first.
All right. You've made your choice, and you've head to the lifts. You actually managed to get into the lift with those gentlemen that looked kind of weird. All right, you guys are in the elevator, and it is weird because the elevator is completely, the lift is completely silent. Right? When you were in the docking bay, you hear ships coming in and out between the force fields, steam shooting off, vents and exhaust. But then as soon as the lift doors close, complete silence. All right, it goes to the wedding. It goes over to the birthday party. It chimes and the doors open, and immediately, as soon as the door cracks, you're able to hear that loud bumping music. All right, like a combination of course, techno and hip hop, but so far no lyrics that you're able to discern. It's just some type of wailing going about. But either way, the entire corridor is just filled with people dancing against the sides and whatnot. But yeah, you made it to the birthday deck. But it seems as if the other people, those humans, along with the heavily cloaked person in between them, they're not getting off here. Do you get off,
Well,
or
I
are
will
you?
keep that. Yes, sir, I do. I'll get off at the birthday party. But keep that in the back of my mind on those people seeming weird and going on.
Definitely. All right, and so you get off the lift. Like I said, the party's bumping. People are bouncing and jumping and dancing. A couple of them are bouncing into you. Go ahead and give me that perception check. Once again, it's a D20 plus 2 to see if you could go ahead and see if you can find your son. Don't worry, I'm going to keep on describing as you're making this check. All right, because you're happy that there's like a plethora of aliens here, all of them getting along. There's these discs that are actually flying about to people, and they're able to actually put in orders of drinks, and it has this little sorium device in the center of these discs that are actually able to materialize the drinks that they're ordering if they don't want to go to the bar and do it the traditional way. With a 7, though, unfortunately, you do not spot
Too
Jackson.
many distractions.
At least in this portion of the deck. You still have the rest of the deck to explore. But while you're looking for Jackson, unfortunately, you kind of bump really hard into another Promethean. Now, this dude is buff. He is ripped. All right, and you almost had him spill his drinks. All right, aside from the rippling muscles, you see that one of his arms is cybernetic, and he also kind of has these glowing tats on his body. Let me go ahead and bring up this picture of the Promethean that you kind of bumped into. Here we go. All right. Like I said, ripped, dark hair. I mean, this man looks like he definitely works out. Tonto Tomahawk, Sagaricio, the Promethean. Yeah, this kind of older man with salt and pepper hair, he kind of bumps into you as you're grabbing drinks because you're at your cousin's birthday party. Tell me, what do you do?
Look at this person.
An
I'm gonna
apology,
sit
sir.
Down. Yeah, no worries. Just watch where you're going there, pal. I know it's a little crowded in here.
Yeah, and I'm a little distracted. You wouldn't by chance have happened to seen this young man, and I'll switch to the picture of my son.
I'll take a look at this picture. Take a look at it twice. And at that point, I'll take a gander across the way, see if I can spot him. Not sure if I recognize him, but maybe I will when I look over.
Right, and so you go ahead and you check out the picture, and you see this human, blonde hair, wearing pretty much a orange and yellow, spacesuit, because you guys are in space. It is kind of wise to wear one of those. But you're trying to recall if you've seen him, and actually you have. You've seen him dancing in the main dancing area near the center of this deck.
Okay, I can't see him right now, but it's like, last I saw, he was somewhere near the middle of the deck dancing, so that'd be your best bet. I can't see him right now, but I'd start looking there if I were you, pal.
Thank you. Appreciate your time, and once again, sorry for the inconvenience.
May the
Hello.
chaos of the cosmos not take you.
nod, bid him farewell, and head towards the center of the deck.
Most definitely. So while you're heading towards the center of the deck, Sagaristio! All right.
Yo.
You had your 2 drinks. Yeah, one for you, one for your cousins. It's his birthday. Now, a little bit of them has splashed out, but he probably won't notice. All right. You ready to make your way towards him and start partying?
Yeah, I'll make my way over there. It's I have no issue walking through this crowd because most of them are just gonna make way for the big guy anyway.
Right? So you're cutting through. You see, of course, there's a couple of Matokai, which are like these large reptilian aliens. They're doing security for your cousin's birthday party, right? They have like the very obnoxiously large earpiece, even though their species doesn't really have ears. But they go ahead and they give you the nod, making sure nothing gets out of hand. But you cut through, and they even have the spotlight on, it looks like a Keshian princess, as a matter of fact, as you're making your way towards the hovering stage where your cousin is over there dancing badly. All right. Do you get on the stage to give him the drink, or are you going to reach up and hand it to him?
I'm pretty sure I could reach him up from here.
Right, and and he's sitting here. He is just smash dancing. All right, as hard as he can. Then he sees you. Saggy, come on over here. Come on, dance with me. Wait, where'd the princess go? Okay, it doesn't matter. Come on, dance with me. He's like reaching down, trying to pull you up to dance with him. Do you?
Cause I can't dance to save my life.
Man, it's my birthday. All right, you gotta. And he gets the drink from your hand. All right, thank you. Downs it. Tosses the glass somewhere off in the distance. You hear a break and someone say, ouch. Right, he's like, come on, you gotta dance with me. Come on, dance with me. Come on. It's my birthday. All right, you gotta do it.
I don't have to do anything, but you know what? Just this once, I'll humor you, and I will perform a dance, I suppose.
Right? And so, wait, are you trying to impress somebody? Because if you are, go ahead and give me that roll. But if not, don't you even worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. My best.
All right, if you're gonna try your best, you know what? Go ahead, man. Either make a charisma. Wait, oh my God, did you roll?
Why is that the
19
so far?
Woo! Nice. Perfect.
Throw it out. 19.
Right, and so he goes ahead, he pulls you up there, you kind of reluctantly go up onto the stage. It hovers up a little bit higher, all right, and then you kind of push him to the side to give you room. And immediately, you start getting into it. All right, you begin pulling out those old earth Terran dances that people have forgotten about. I'm talking about like the Cabbage Patch, the Running Man. All right, and with a 19, did you want to break dance on this hover stage?
Sure, why not? At this point, I'll do everything from the Carlton to whatever breakdancing moves there are.
Right? And with that, they are definitely cheering you on. At first, they weren't paying too much attention, right? They was like, oh, he's drunk up there. And then they pull you up there, and immediately you start catching the eye of, various female species of aliens, but then you start dancing, and now everybody is watching. Some are trying to emulate. They're failing miserably, all right? Others are cheering you on. Aura, you are still there in the crowd, and so you see this huge buff Promethean up there. Now he is breakdancing, he's doing the flare. All right, what are you doing, Aura?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
No problem. Aura, you are, of course, in the crowd of this huge birthday party on this ship, and you're looking up and on that floating stage that previously had the birthday boy. Now, birthday boy has pulled up his cousin, which is actually one of our other players, Tonto's Sagaristio. And Sagaricio is getting down. All right, he's doing dances you've never seen before in your entire life. And everyone is cheering him on. He is even breakdancing right now. What are you doing in response to this?
I'm gonna turn to my little friend and be like, I like that guy. He's cool.
Yeah, I think he's going to hurt himself, Your Grace, Ori tells you.
I'm gonna start like kind of trying to emulate his movements just a little bit, so I can kind of get the hang of like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you know what? I mean, given the fact that you're Keshian, and a portion of your race is about mimicking others to make them more comfortable, go ahead, give me a dexterity check with advantage, please. Also, while that's happening, Jonathan Archer, you've made your way to the main dancing area, and people are cheering on this Promethean that you met earlier as he is breakdancing on this hover stage. But now, with everyone focusing on that, you're actually able to you're able to spot Jackson, and you do see him across the way. And he is like, I know that dance. I know that. Oh, I could do that. I could do that. 14. Immediately, you begin busting a move. Ori sees what you're doing and realizing there's no stopping you. She begins going around in a circle, pushing people back to give you room. And now the spotlight shifts. We have the spotlight on Sagaricio breakdancing on the hover stage, and then we have the spotlight on you, Aura, Princess of the Kesh. All right, actually mimicking his movement per move. I'm talking about you guys are almost in perfect sync. Even as he goes to start doing the flare and begins spinning on his back and front with the legs out, all right, like a spinning top, you were doing the exact same thing, right? And now everyone's like, yeah, woo, oh man, that's so cryo.
In the meantime, using the distraction to my advantage, I'm going to stealthily slip up behind my son, get to where I'm close enough to whisper in his ear, and ask him how the sensor arrays are coming.
Oh, sounds good. All right, he is quite distracted.
Roll on that stealth.
Oh, not only are you going to be rolling stealth, but you're going to be rolling with advantage. All right, so you're going to be rolling 2d20 plus 6. And taking, of course, the highest number. And since we're using the beautiful Avery bot for now, before people start getting rid of certain things for legal reasons. Ooh, 17. Definitely. Jackson is there. He is cheering him on, and you see his eyes are going back and forth like a cat watching tennis, right? As he's looking at Sagaricio up on the hover stage and down to Aura, who's doing the save movements down on the floor. And then all of a sudden, you come up behind him and you say, what again?
How are the sensor arrays coming?
You just whisper that right there in his ear. You immediately see his shoulders rise. You almost for a split second saw his soul jump out like, but he managed to keep his composure. And he just kind of lowers his head. What are you doing here, Dad?
Oh, I wouldn't be if I didn't have to come find wayward shipmates. You've had a job to do.
It's just a sensor array, Dad. All right, it's like they're not even.
And it's just responsible for keeping us from hitting space debris, for keeping us from running.
Yes, I know.
Foul of many things. If you know, then why are you here?
It was a remedial check, Dad. All right. If they weren't malfunctioning, why do they need to be checked? All right. When they malfunction, then they should be checked. All right. Having me realign the sensor, right, is just you're just wasting my time.
Uh, hmm. How come it is that for your entire life, I've been able to keep a ship in the air?
He's like rolling his eyes already, like, oh, here we go again. Yes, because you check and you double check.
And that's kept you what?
Roof over my head, clothes on my back, rations in my stomach.
Alive and well. If I shirked my responsibilities, where would you be?
Dad,
And
that's
with
that's
that, I'll
unfair,
turn
all
on my
right?
heel and walk away.
All right, you don't understand, Dad.
Coming, Junior?
Hate when you call me Junior. Yes, sir. Right. And with that, he like takes
Oh, I'd
one
like
more
to
glance
take
back.
a lift.
Got you. He takes one more glance back before he starts following you, head down low, just fist balled up. You can tell once again he's going to be pissed off Jackson for like the whole rest of the trip, right? As the two of you make it to the
Really not gonna
corridor,
like it when we get back to the ship.
all right. As the two of you make it to the corridor that's heading down the way to where the lifts are, the lift doors open up, and you see that group again. Except you've seen their faces beforehand. They're a group of humans, but now their faces look different. But it's the same group walking in the
Would
same
you like
formation.
another perception?
That's up to you, my friend. You can go ahead and do another perception if you so desire. But yeah, they emerge from the lift. Now they're walking towards you.
Jesus.
Man, you're looking through the wrong eye, my dude.
Right?
Right?
Yep. So, yeah. You're looking at them and you still can't put your finger on it. And with a one, you were staring so hard, you actually bumped into one. Right? And so you bump into the one guy as you're getting ready to pass him on the corridor. And he turns and he goes, Tibatusika! And you see his face kind of flicker a little bit. But with that, the other guys, they kind of turn him around and they continue along their way with the person that they're keeping in the center of them still in tow. And with that, Jackson's like, what's that about?
Not sure. Let's go.
I mean, the drinks are free, Dad. Don't you want a drink?
Not right now.
All right. And he goes, well, it's a good thing I was just drinking regular beverages then.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, he kind
I
of,
was young once too, boy.
but that was a long time ago. You're like really old now, Dad. Like really old. Like
And you'll get
Bel
there
Air
someday
old.
too if you don't kill yourself.
Right. You guys say that as you take the lift down to the docking area, the docking bay. Now, on the docking bay, there is, of course, the check-in. And aside from various ships that are parked, there's also this area that is used for lockers because there are no weapons or armor past that point. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get there, and of course, Jackson is still complaining as you're getting back all of your weapons and armor and stuff like that from the lockers in the docking bay.
Okay.
But now, unfortunately, I need you, Dark Lovely. I need Aura, Sagaricio. I need you too. I need all three of you to give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Okay, we have
That's a little
Sagaricio with
better
a
than
5.
She's been doing to me.
All right. Captain Jonathan Archer with a 13. Aura, 19.
With the best overall.
Right? Sagaricio, you are just way too deep into your break dancing to notice. But Aura, you're starting to get a little bit tired, and you went ahead and finished huge on your dance. And so you were getting up, and you already made it back to the bar to, catch your breath while Ori, she's went ahead and she's gotten you some clear fluid to rehydrate yourself. Your Grace, you please, you've exerted yourself enough. You need to hydrate. But while Ori is giving you this water to drink, you do notice in the far distance of this deck, there's a person completely cloaked, but whatever is underneath their cloak, their body is kind of glowing brightly, that the light is shining through the material. And so it is just pulsating just brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. Jonathan Archer, after you go ahead, you get your belt on, you get your blaster, all right, you get your blade, as you're putting all this stuff away. Over by the force field generator, you see a heavily cloaked person, and they are pulsating, and they're getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach that something is terribly wrong. All of a sudden, Captain Archer, Aura, both of you see the cloaked person pull back their hood, open their arms up, almost as if they are offering some type of prayer, before explosions rock the entire ship.
Grabbing Jackson by the shoulder and throwing him down between him and the blast, and trying to fall over him and protect him. That's all I got at the moment.
Definitely. You do your best to protect your son, throwing yourself on top of him to protect him from the blast. Ori, even though she's smaller than you, Aura, does the same. She grabs you and pulls you down. Your Grace! And she goes ahead and she uses a portion of her body to try to protect you from the blast. Sagaricio, you had no idea it was coming, and the blast tosses you from the hover stage. The explosions aboard the several decks of this party ship can be seen from space. And the party ship begins to descend upon a fraction of a planet that is down below. This planet down below actually has a force field around it as well. It's been the subject of study because it had mysteriously appeared in this portion of space from no one knows where. But on the surface of this planet, we are going to cut to the rest of our players. Alloy playing Argus. Master Draco playing Brave Stride. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
All right. So right now, this planet is actually covered in this dark blue sand. The temperature is pretty cold, but not extremely cold. But it is cold to the point where, aside from you, Ashen Forge, everyone else is able to see their breaths. The sky is a type of bright yellow, and luckily enough, due to the atmospheric machines that have been placed on this portion of the planetoid, there is breathable air for everyone. Now, Brave Stride, You've been hired by the Dindis Science Guild to provide safe passage and safe travels through various environments for a young Dindis scientist. Her name is Tana.
Hana?
Tana. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can quickly, without giving away too much, give a type of picture for her. All right, she's very short. She too is also about 4 feet. All right, and as a dentist, she actually has these kind of bright pinkish purplish tentacles on her head, and even though you can't see it in the picture, she only has 2 fingers and a thumb on her hands and matching on her feet. But either way, the Science Guild is actually paying you good cubal, which is the currency of this setting. Cubal. It's so cute. Anyway, it's paying you good cubal to help her through various environments as she is doing some mysterious research that is related to the crucibles, but she is not really stating what specifically about the crucible she is studying. The crucibles are these artificial moons that have appeared at the edge of popular systems, and even though they predate all known history, they are still extremely advanced pieces of technology themselves. They are huge orbiting artifacts that, at their core, is a place where you're able to harvest sorium. And sorium is used for everything, for the creation of items, to power things. And if you are able to get a starship within 500 miles of a crucible, it's able to actually make a space jump to another crucible. And that's how people in this setting get from system to system and get themselves across the galaxy, is through jumping through these crucibles. There's other ways, but that's the most popular, right? Either way, here on this mysterious planetoid, you've Braystride, have been hired by the Science Guild to help navigate this dark blue desert in search of even you're not too sure of, because it seems Tana is not too sure of what she's looking for. But you're the guide. If there's an environment, you are able to make your way. As for protecting her, Argus, you've known Tana since you were first created. In that Dindis factory long ago, and you even know her brother, Randall. But unfortunately, a diplomatic mission went really wrong, and Randall was lost. And Tana slipped into a depression. But something has happened. Something has changed. Something has brought her out of it. And she specifically requested you to be her protector. And so, right now, the 3 of you are traversing this dark blue desert. Even though it's cold, Bravestride, I need you to make a survival check for me.
Okay.
The wind has picked up, and there's something triggering your Volna empathic sense. You're not exactly sure what it is, but go ahead and give me that survivor roll. In the meantime, Argus, Tana is looking a bit frustrated. Whoa. I'm sorry, it was a huge number. 22 for that survival check. Thank you, Bravestride. I'm sorry. Argus, what were you going to say?
Miss Tana, please make sure you're bundled up tight. It is cold out.
It's an environmental suit. I'll be fine, Argus. It's just, it has to be around here somewhere.
Take the extra steps and watch out for yourself. That is all I am worried about.
As always, you're right. You're right. I mean, but we're getting closer. I can feel it. We're definitely getting closer.
That may be the case, but if we do not make it, then it is not worth the travels. bundle up.
With that, she kind of shoots you this glare, and her head tentacles kind of flare out a little bit to kind of show her frustration. But they calm down, and she reaches inside the crate and pulls out an additional jacket. All right, she goes ahead, puts it on, and she's like, "There, happy?"
I'm happier.
And as soon as she puts it on, she says that, then she kind of realizes how cold it really is. And now, but she doesn't want to admit that you're right, and she just kind of snuggles up closer to you.
I'll keep her close, as I normally do, as I don't want her getting too far away. But I'm definitely keeping an eye out, but I have no idea where the hell we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will look over to, Bravestride? Is that what his name was?
That is his name.
Guide. Are we close to our destination?
GM, are we close to
I was curious about what you were going to say, too. Okay. I was like, I wonder what he's going to say. All right.
We're a few cycles away.
All right. You tell him that, and with a 22, you're definitely right. Mostly because you just have a sense that you're getting close to something unnatural. But with a 22 for your survival check, you look about on this dark blue sand, and you see these holes that were made by something. And given their pattern, it's definitely something that was moving, and these seem to be pretty much sharp ends of legs or claws, maybe.
Like a centipede?
Something like, but with definitely fewer legs than that. Somewhere in the range between 4 or 6. Also, with a 22 in the distance, you're able to see a couple of segmented stalks just kind of popping out of the dark blue sand. They look similar to Terran cactus, but they're also they're actually orange in color, and contrast against the dark blue sand and a little bit against the yellow sky. They're not completely prickly, just segmented with a whole lot of spikes at the very top.
They seem to be on a track of some sort of creature.
Is it dangerous?
Word of wise, assume everything is dangerous if you don't know it.
My stance will shift a little bit more to be more upright, keeping a hand on my sword and shield combo while still keeping Tana close.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will actually get the auto rifle shouldered, like comfortably at a down low.
Right. Realizing that something is up, you go ahead and you get the rifle ready. Argus, you go ahead and you kind of roll your shoulders a little bit, realizing that you have, we're going to say collapsible weaponry located into your gauntlets. Able to spring out and unfold at a moment's notice. When all of a sudden, Brave Stride, you've seen it. One of those 4 stalks in the distance twitched.
I will point at the movement.
I'm keeping my eyes open for any movement that comes closer to us.
All right. Everything gets quiet. Everything gets still. The breeze picks up once again on this planetoid, and the breeze is heavy with the scent of, well, you guys would know it as bleach or Clorox or something, right? But a heavy chlorinated smell still is in the breeze. It has been ever since you guys made Planetfall. But after everyone gets still, the other 3 begin to twitch.
Miss Tana, please take this. And I'm going to hand her my my pistol, my light pistol.
Anyway,
just in case.
I don't know how to use this. But listen, it's going to be fine. We're close. I mean, they're just... What?
There's something out there. Big thing you have to remember with this is you point and pull the trigger. That is all you need to know. I will try to do my rest.
I'm not a complete idiot, Argus.
You're far smarter than I am, but apparently you don't know how to use a simple gun.
I'm just saying I'm not trained in the particulars, the details.
It's not the details you need to know. Right now it's instinct and keeping cool. But right now is the time to be calm and collected.
You tell her that, and when you look back at the stalks, there's only 3 now. Brave Stride, you didn't take your eyes off of them. You saw one of them quickly descend into the sand.
It's under the sand.
I gathered as much, as I'm going to start pulling out my sword and shield at this point in time. Keeping Tana very close to me, not like necessarily behind me, but more off to my side so I can still reach out with the shield if something comes out her way.
Right. You go ahead, whip out that handle. With just a press of the switch, immediately this substance kind of almost pours out before finally hardening and sharpening into the blade. While all of a sudden this energy lattice becomes apparent onto your forearm and eventually materializes your shield. You take your stance. And even though your name is Argus, right there by your eye, as you pull the blade over, getting ready to strike whatever may come at either you or Tana, you can't help but out of your peripheral see the manufacturing name on your sword that also says Argus. They do make the best weaponry. All of a sudden, the sand underneath your feet begins to rumble and shake.
I'm going to push Tana back a little bit as I try to get her out from the, I suppose drainage spot is a good phrase for it.
Right? You begin to back up. Brave Stride, you do so as well, as all of a sudden, exploding in front of you and behind you are these 2 massive creatures that are similar to scorpions, except that they have 2 tails. Each one is about the size of a minivan. And instead of these pincers that would normally be in the front of a scorpion, it's actually a collection of tentacles and tendrils. These creatures, like I said before, are orange in color. And
kind of Cthulhu-esque nonsense are you throwing at us now?
It's going to be all right. But it is that time. Argus.
In it.
Brave Stride.
In it.
Roll for initiative.
In it to win it.
Woo!
I messed that up somehow.
All right, so it's a 22 for Brave Strike. And
technically that's a 4. The D20 worked out fine, but it should have been +1.
Okay, no problem. Brave Stride. All right, what do you do? All right, right now, about 15 feet in front of you is this orange monstrosity with 2 tails at his back, tentacles in his front, and you can see that it is propped up on 4 very sharp, spiky legs.
All right. And we have 2 to deal with.
Yes, there's 1 in front of you. Then behind you is Argus and Tana. And behind them is another one of these creatures.
And are they like large, medium?
They are considered huge.
So I can get under them.
Yes, if you so desire.
Cool. Because if it's like a scorpion, I'm pretty sure they're weaker on the bottom.
Well, it's a scorpion with octopus legs up front, like.
Yeah.
Definitely. They're making that sound, all right, but unfortunately, it's not so wet as it is dry. All right.
It's like paper.
Definitely. And so it's just writhing in front of you, almost as if it's trying to like taste the air a little bit. And it's actually able, even though they reach out seemingly about 10 feet or so, they get sucked back into its housing of the rest of the body. Mostly they clear the sand because you see it able to fall off of the mouth before they release it back again and begins smelling the air. But either way, Brave Stride, you're up. What do you do?
I'm gonna start strafing to the left, kind of get away from Tama,
Uh-huh.
and start shooting at the one in front of us and trying to make sure I can get both into my visual range.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And so immediately you begin opening fire. All right, rapid fire from your rifle as, like you say, begin strafing over to the side. Go ahead and give me that attack roll. All right. As you're shooting, and a lot of the is it an auto rifle or is it a laser rifle? Does it say?
It's an auto rifle.
Okay, it's an auto rifle.
Thorium powered or something like that.
No problem. You see, these auto rifles in this setting are very cool because they have this little sorium device inside of them that allows them to materialize rounds. All right, so they don't have to worry about gunpowder, none of that. It's practically a little, your auto rifle is practically a railgun. It uses energy to propel a physical slug made by sorium out towards whatever the target is and blow through them, hopefully, right? And so what is that attack roll?
Is 7.
Right? You begin firing wildly, and unfortunately, these rounds are bouncing off of the carapace of this creature's legs and its torso as you're moving over to the side. Its tentacles come out, and it's kind of like smelling the air, but you can see the tentacles are following you as you're strafing, as you've gotten the creature's attention. And you moved over to the side enough so that both of them are within your field of view. And now the creatures are going to definitely react, and the one that you just shot at, it is following you. It just gets right within range, about just 10 feet 10 feet away from you, stabbing the sand as it goes. And once again, those tentacles come out of nowhere, attempting to grapple you. What is your AC?
15.
15. Okay. Rolling a 19 with a +2, a total of 21. The tentacles come out, and I need you to actually roll your strength because this is going to be a opposed strength check here. As these tentacles are wrapping around you, and when on its next turn, it's going to begin to pull you in. So far, these creatures have a 10, and you got an 11. You managed to go ahead and fight these things off, butting them with your rifle, all right, getting yourself free. And even though they managed to kind of get around you, they did not complete the grapple, and so they did not wrap all the way around you. The other one, unfortunately, is going for you, Argus.
AC is 18.
AC is 18. Thank you very much. But with this, it does not come in with the tentacles at first. It just moves in close, and all of a sudden you see that tail getting ready to strike. It descends immediately because both of these things have two tails, and it begins coming down on you as if it's trying to shove its spikes into the top of your head. Let's see. You get your shield up in time, deflecting both of the blows, knocking the spikes from its tail away. Tana is actually petrified, and she's holding a gun, and she's kind of shaking, and she actually falls back onto her bottom as she is just staring wide-eyed, and she's like never seen violence like this before as you're standing in front of her, deflecting these sharp protrusions coming out the end of this thing's tail with your shield. But what do you do, Argus?
Well, immediately I'm going to start swinging back, so I'm going to use my long blade to slash back at the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Ka-chow? 11.
Right? And your blade glances right off the top of this portion of its body in the front that could be considered its head. You don't see any eyes or anything, but you do see kind of like this fleshy bit underneath where you know the tentacles come out. But you begin slashing against it, and you begin scratching up the top of its carapace, but unfortunately that's about it. Brave Stride.
Hey.
Ooh,
Before
you got some-
you move on, I still
Yes.
have my bonus action to enter into my stance.
This is
giving
true.
me the option to use attacks of opportunity without spending my reaction. And if something moves within my reach, 5 feet, I can make a reactionary attack.
Oh, good.
So I'm entering my defensive stance, sword brought back, shield up front, and I'm doing my damnedest to protect Tana.
Sounds great. And with that, you go ahead, you get the shield back up in front of you, blade right next to it. You have it right underneath your eye line so you can keep eye contact with this beast. Blade ready to strike if it makes just the wrong move. Brave stride. What do you do?
So I'm not grappled.
Nope.
I'm guessing I can move freely.
Yes, you can.
I'm going to get under the one that I am engaged with.
Oh, you're going to...
Can I take a quick second and go grab something to drink real quick, Cobalt?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No problem. So let me get this straight. You're going to run towards it and slide underneath it. I'm assuming just offloading.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So, Master Draco, rest of y'all, do you mind if I initiate a homebrew rule? This is not my creation. This is someone else's creation, but it's called Cinematic Advantage.
Similar to like the rule of cool.
Yes, it is similar to that. Whenever you guys want to try something really cool maneuver like that, and you can kind of justify it to me, all right, I'm going to let you guys do it with advantage because, one, I too want to see it succeed, and two, it is cool, and it makes things a whole lot more interesting than my character moves and attacks.
Right?
Yeah, that gets boring extremely quickly, all right, but... once you describe the fact that you're going to run and slide, and I can just see it in slow motion as you bring your rifle to bear, pulling that trigger, just kapow, 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 kapow. Hopefully splattering this creature all over the place. We will see. I don't know. Even with advantage, it does not guarantee that it's going to work. Alloy, you back? Okay, it's not yet. Okay, it doesn't matter.
I just got back.
Awesome. Either way, Brave Stride. Roll to attack with advantage.
Wait, what did I miss? What did you do?
Nothing. I was asking the group's permission to use something called cinematic advantage when you guys want to do like a very cool stunty kind of movie a move that you would see done in a movie, but you would never do in real life because more than likely it's going to get you killed.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, like I said, not my creation, but it's called cinematic advantage. And when you guys want to do something cool like that, you guys will, and I allowed, of course, you guys will be able to roll with advantage.
Okay.
All right, and right now, Brave Stride, who's facing off against this scorpion-like creature, it almost got him wrapped in his tentacles, but he managed to bat them off. He's getting ready to run and slide and start to shoot this thing from underneath. All right, he's getting ready to roll an attack with advantage. Go for it.
Woo!
Whoa, 21. Roll that damage, my friend.
Why are you rolling all the good stuff?
Because
Selfish
Because
bastard.
raisins.
Because the average bot chooses who she loves and who she doesn't.
Well, she's a fickle mistress.
it's a D10 plus 5
Most definitely.
for 14 points of damage.
Ooh. Nice.
That out too.
And so you go ahead and you dash forward. All right, this thing, it has tasted you already. And after you manage to bat away its tentacles, it sucked them all the way back into its housing of its mouth. And as soon as it does that, all of a sudden you go for the baseball slide, you get underneath it, you level the barrel of your auto rifle, squeeze the trigger, feel the recoil, and sploosh, 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 sploosh as green substances splashes all across you as you slide underneath, and you're going to end your turn actually behind this creature. Do you have a bonus action or anything like that I need to know about?
Don't think so.
Okay, that is going to be your turn then. the creature is definitely wounded and bloodied, and you even see some of its green fluid coming out of the side joints that its legs are coming out of. It flees over to the side immediately, and unfortunately, it's leaving. So if you want, you give it an attack of opportunity, but you don't have to.
I'm too far away to give an attack of opportunity.
Not with that attitude.
But Brave Strike can. Do you attack it again?
Well, yeah. Can I use my auto rifle for this?
Why not? I mean, you're right there. You went ahead, you slid underneath it, you're back to your feet, and of course you're going to be facing your enemy. That just makes sense. And now it's trying to get out of dodge. All right. Various parts of organs and whatnot are kind of falling out of the huge holes that you blasted into it. So yeah, if you want, you can take another shot.
All right, I'll go for it.
Woo!
Well, at least you're consistent.
Thanks, Avray. Thanks.
Roll that damage. Roll that damage. Woo!
I can guarantee on my turn I will not roll that high.
And so with that, as it's trying to flee, as it's trying to get away from you to save its own life, it only manages to get another 15 feet away before you go ahead and shoulder your rifle, look down the sights, squeeze that trigger, and a few more green splotches appear in its hindquarters as the rounds tear through its insides out the front, and the creature drops.
Cool. We needed me.
The other scorpion that you were dealing with, Argus, immediately it begins to move to the side as if it's trying to get around you to get to the terrified Tana.
Attack of opportunity?
Yes, you can spin your reaction for the attack of opportunity.
Sir, do you remember what my stance does?
Of course not. I'm not looking at your character sheet right now.
I don't have to spend my reaction to do attacks of opportunity. I
What?
can instead make my reaction to make attacks if they move more than 5 feet while within my reach.
Oh.
So, does that mean I get 2 attacks?
Yeah.
What it means is you get to attack it, yes. Do you get to attack it again?
As a reaction?
If it moves more than 5 feet.
How many feet did it move, Cobalt?
Yeah, Cobalt, how many feet did it move?
Yes. Yes, Argus. Yes, Argus. You get to attack it twice, Argus. All right. Go ahead with your Argus manufactured sword, Argus. Go ahead and go ahead. Use the rules against me, Argus. Go ahead. Go ahead with your deadly sword handling, Argus. Go ahead. Do the Obi Annie. Go ahead.
Oh, god damn it, I fucked that. So it's supposed to be +5 on both of those, so it's 11 and 15.
Okay. Yes, don't worry. One of them definitely hit and rolled damage on that bad
Huzzah!
one. Right?
I
And-
did something, guys!
Yay.
And so as this creature begins moving sideways to try to circle around you, this is what you have this stands for. You go for the...
Points damage.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Also, I'm going to be yelling at Tannis, shoot the goddamn thing!
Right? And so you go ahead and you go for the thrust as soon as it began to move, and the tip of your blade went ahead and scratched its carapace again. But as it continued to move, you went from a thrust to spinning around, and you actually slashed underneath the carapace on the top of its head, and immediately just green stuff just poured out like a fountain as it finally ended its movement. It's still its turn, by the way.
Good. That's why I took this combat style, sir. It was to ruin everybody else's day.
Man, it is so ruined his day. And it's actually going to attack you with its tail again. And what is
AC's 18.
you once again, here comes that sharp tail from the scorpion-like creature. You get your shield up and deflect it. Iskar's coming in from the side. You get your shield right there, spinning around, getting closer within melee range with that spin. And Yeah, its attacks do nothing. And now with that, it's officially your turn, Argus.
Okay.
What do you do?
So, with that, I'm going to take a step forward and do a slash towards its armored face and try to do as much damage to it. If it tries to avoid, of course, I'm going to go back in defensive mode. I missed. I got 7.
Gotcha.
I think I'm a better reactionary character at this point in time, but with the bonus action, I'm going back into the stance.
Okay.
Bitch. Or better yet, guide, help out.
Right.
Working on it.
Thank you.
And so you go for, you charge towards it and you shove your shield in his face, kind of backing up a little bit before thrusting again. And once again, it kind of gets caught in the top of his carapace. All right. But as you know, you back up and you're taking your defensive stance. You go ahead, you yell for Brave Stride, and Tana, she's still there, and she's like holding the gun, but she's like, but you're in, and then she drops it, and then she's like, I'm sorry. But while she's freaking out and trying to grab for the gun, Brave Stride.
How many feet is he? What?
This creature right now is about 15 feet away from you. And Argus is about 20.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's
So, are we effectively flanking it?
I want to do something cool again.
Okay, are you guys flanking it? Yes, you are. But we will be doing just the standard +2.
Oh,
I mean, I'm cool with that on so many levels.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You said you want to do something cool again? Not, come on, man. All right, you already disrespected the first little... They're cute.
So this one I want to get on top of.
Oh. So you want to... Okay, you wanted to jump between its two tails and land on top of it and do what?
And shoot it.
I see.
Like that scene from Starship Troopers when he jumps on the giant beetle.
All right. You will get cinematic advantage on this, but it only applies to one of the two checks, all right? This time you need either an athletics or an acrobatics check. And, of course, you need an attack check. All right. Which one do you want to apply the cinematic advantage to?
The first one.
Sure. I'll take my fellow players' advice there.
All right.
Just saying, since it's flanked, you get the +2 on the attack roll anyway, so.
This is true. So, go ahead, roll your athletics or your acrobatics with advantage.
I will be using acrobatics. 17.
Why do you have to be this cool?
You've set a new house rule, man. I have to use it.
He is the cool cat.
Yeah.
The White Panther.
Oh,
Is he actually white? I didn't ask
I'm
that question.
albino.
Oh, he is totally a white cat.
let me get that picture up of him. Yeah. So,
I thought that was an artistic liberty.
Nope.
and so with this, as this creature has its attention focused on Argus and Tana, you see your opportunity, Brave Stride. You kind of, for just a brief moment, kind of take like the runner stance before you sprint off, leap, front flip through its two tails, and land gracefully on the creature's back. And with that, once again, you sling that rifle to your shoulder. You angle it downwards. Give me that attack roll. And okay, this is not cinematic advantage. It's just that advantage makes sense because it's point blank. It's like there's practically no way to miss almost. So yes, you do get the flanking. Yes, you do get advantage on this check. Give it to me.
Cool cat.
Just cool cat. Oh, wow.
15.
15 beats its AC. Roll that damage. You land on its back. You begin pumping rounds into it, and even though the carapace is armored, you begin plunging these huge holes and causing its green substance to splash on you.
8 points of
Huh.
damage.
And after the creature's tentacles rush out again at you, Argus. Just
Okay.
and then the body drops. The tentacles fall at your feet. And the creature lets out its last death moan.
So cool.
Well done, guide.
You congratulate the guide, and you
Miss
could.
Tana, I'm sorry I put you in such position. I'm gonna get like down on one knee and I'm gonna take the pistol away from her, grab her by the hand and say, "I'm so sorry I put you in this position. I should have done better."
No, it's you.
No,
And she
it-
just hugs you. She just hugs you tight.
And while she does that, I'll kind of like stand up and look towards the guide. We have a destination to reach. We must go.
You might want samples from these.
Do you wish for samples?
She just shakes her head no.
She does not. Let's carry on.
All right.
And so you guys begin to carry on when, strangely enough, a shadow begins to glide over the three of you.
You ever get that feeling something's wrong?
I mean, we just had 2 problems. They usually come in 3s.
Fair.
And you guys can't help but to look up to see what is casting this shadow. And that is when you see this massive ship smoking from various areas,
Well, that's unfortunate.
crashing overhead. It's a huge hull just gliding over the three of you.
As it like flies overhead, like smoking and debris coming off, is like, well, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That seems pretty expensive to me.
And even as it's screaming through the force field that's providing atmosphere for this planetoid, even though you do hear the sound of rending metal echoing from this crashing ship, you also hear from the ship.
Are we
Pretty
talking?
rare when the shelter comes to us.
Are we talking about like escape pod noises, or are we just talking like dramatic as shit's falling apart noises?
More like party music.
Oh,
But
I'm bobbing my head a little bit.
yeah, but aside from that, you definitely do see escape pods being launched from the sides of it. And with that being said, Aura, Sargaricio, Captain Jonathan Archer. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely, positively.
Back on the party vessel, after the explosions have just ruined everybody's fun and severely damaged the ship as it is blazing through the atmosphere of this planetoid down below. People are panicking, people are screaming. There is an announcement going about in various languages to proceed carefully to the nearest escape pods, right? In various alien languages and dialects, including Terran. Aura, you are down on the ground. People are freaking out. Ori, your faithful servant, her kind of orangish robe is a bit burnt, as is she. She's definitely taken some injury and some burns, but she's looking at you. Are you all right, Your Grace?
Yeah, I'm all right. Are you?
I will be fine, Your Grace. We must get you to an escape pod. Come, come. And with that, she struggles to get up, and she's trying to pull you to your feet.
As I'm getting up, I'm going to be looking for injuries.
All right. You do see half of Promethean kind of sticking out of one of the music generator units. And seeing his ripped body, at least the portion of it that's outside of one of the music generators. Jukebox.
Pro musician.
Right. You recognize the butt and you recognize the legs. That was the guy that was you were dancing with. That was up on the hovering stage.
This is not how you beatbox. Although I did beat the box.
Someone box beat him though.
Yeah, with that, Sugarista, you managed to pull yourself free of this device. No injuries, no damage just yet. But all of a sudden, as you do that, your face. Yes.
Hope they crashed the party.
Yeah, aside from your pride, you're relatively okay.
They landed on our crash party, sir.
This is why I don't dance. I crash parties.
You say that, an Aura is right there. Aura, of course, your assistant, Ori, she's like, come on, we have to get to... And with that, she kind of stops for a moment because she's dealing with a little bit of pain. To the escape pod. Aura, Sugaristio, what do you two do?
Let's see, since I just had to deal with explosions and all that, my first thought is I need my weapons. I need a weapon. And I'm going to go and try and find where both my armor and my weapons are.
Definitely. Well, is right there in the docking bay is where they have like this huge rotary system. It's like a collection of the cylinders you see in revolvers, except instead of bullets, they are those long lockers that you can put your equipment in. But now you just have to worry about somehow getting to the docking bay. All right. Sugaristio, you take off in that direction. Aura, are you going with him?
Well, that was the guy that I was dancing with, right?
Yes, it was.
Hey, guy, where are you going?
I need to go get my equipment. I don't know what's happening, but if we have to experience that again, I at least want my equipment on hand.
He's gonna look around and be like, oh, that's a good...
Definitely. Right? And so with that, you guys begin heading down the corridors towards the lift so you guys can get to the docking bay. But as you're doing so, the entire ship begins to tilt onto its side. And I need dexterity checks right now for you guys to keep your footing. All right, don't worry, the DC is 8 right now because the ship is just slightly beginning to tilt.
This should be fun.
Ooh! Aura got that 10, and Sugaristio, is that 6 or 8? Because it's small on my side.
That's an 8. I just made it.
Wow. And so with that, people begin sliding over to the side. One race, he's like this like bright pink alien. He's like... Right, as he is just bouncing all over the place. But with that, you guys manage to keep your footing and tilt over to the side and still make your way over towards the lifts. All right, there are other alien races there, and all of them are smashing the panel trying to get the lift to respond, but it appears to be broken. Right now, they're all like, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?"
Sorry, move aside. Let me take a look at it. I'm gonna look at the panel. I'm gonna see the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to punch it with my cybernetic fist. And I'm going to let my little buddies and my little micro drones do their thing.
Yes, you keep your rig in your cybernetic arm. Okay. And so with that, you go ahead, you look at it, and it was like, can you fix it? And you just kind of look at him, smile, and then smash your fist into it. And now they're like, we're going to die.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, this like completely give it up. But immediately you begin to focus. Tap into the Esper energy that is within you. And immediately your cybernetic arm begins to unfold and generate little robotic arms and Waldos and widgets and whatnot. And when you pull your fist out, the Sorium energy that was used finishes the repairs. And then all of a sudden, the panel looks brand new. It lights up. And then all of a sudden, the lift doors open. Ting! And with that, the alien creatures go cheer. And they begin hurting themselves, crowding into the lift. But with that, they all kind of crowd in. And they was like, thank you so much, Terran? You're Terran, right? Whatever, Arthur, thank you. And they hit the button, they close the lift, and you and Aura and Ori didn't even get a chance to get in.
Bitches.
Right. What do you two do?
We wait for the next one?
We could wait for the next one, or we could slide down the, I guess it'd be the shaft? Elevator shaft?
That is definitely a possibility.
Well, there's that. If we want to, like...
You hear another explosion ring off somewhere in the ship, and you feel that lurch as your stomach immediately goes into your throat as you feel the ship lose even more altitude. What do you two do?
Damn it, let's just go.
Yep, I agree.
All right. With that, you go ahead and you pry open the doors, and you're able to see like the lines of energies from the couplings that are attached to various lifts. But the thing is that touching that's going to hurt. Not a lot, but some. And it seems like it's going to be at least a 30-foot drop to the docking bay. What are you two going to do?
Let's go, and I'm just gonna go first.
Right. So he immediately, right, you just grab those power couplings. You're going to take just 2 points, just 1 point of electrical damage as the electricity is coursing through your body. But with that, you go ahead and you slide down, and immediately, Ori is like, Your Grace! And she goes ahead and she leaps down.
I'm looking at the both of them, just like, I wonder if they have this on them, and I go to my belt buckle and I turn on my PSD before I grab the coupling.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's gonna do me any good, but any protection against this is better than no protection.
Right, and so with that, you kind of reach towards your belt. This little force field kind of briefly appears, a little bit blue in color, before finally it just kind of goes completely transparent. And you hope it works. You leap onto the power couplings, and it doesn't. All right, you do take 1 point of electrical damage as you go sliding down into the docking bay.
All right.
All right. Captain Jonathan Archer. Typhoon, you available?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're shaking off the effects of the explosion. Right now, you're on top of your son, Jackson, and he is kind of freaking out. You're not hurt or anything, but it is complete panic and pandemonium happening in the docking bay right now. All right. Various alien species are trying to get to their ships and whatnot. You just finished grabbing your gear, so you have everything, and you realize that to your right and about 50 feet down the way are the escape pods. All right. And they are going fast. All right. What do you do?
Mm-hmm. First order of business, on my feet, pull Junior to his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Next order of business, and you can quash this if you'd like, but I'd like to send a microburst message to my ship. I'm fair sure that through my pad I would have some sort of comm link to them to return emergency.
Right.
Third, dragging Junior towards the nearest escape pod.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. All right, and I like it. And so with that, you get to your feet, you grab Jackson, and you drag him to his feet, and he is like looking about, and he is like, who would do this? It's a party ship. All right, who would attack a party ship? As he
Figure
is
that out later. So,
right? You tell him that, grab him, and you begin dragging him over to the escape pods. You immediately take out your communicator, and you send out the SOS to the astral horizon. All right? Tell him that you need pickup immediately. It's sending out a signal, but because of the distance of that ship, it's not going to receive it instantaneously. And but you've definitely sent the signal out as you are dragging Jackson over to the escape pods. You are you going to share one or take separates?
share.
Right.
He's not getting out of my sight.
Definitely. You go
Be
ahead.
a little snug, but
And so you go ahead, you toss him in, you're getting ready to get in yourself, you're getting ready to hit the eject button when all of a sudden this other human girl, across the way, she's like, Jackson? Jackson! And he looks, he's like, and he's getting ready to leap out to go towards her. If you're going to try to capture him and drag him back in, I do need a dexterity check.
question: how much room's in this pod? I
It's
know
it's
tight
enough
two.
for.
Is it at all possible for 3?
It is not possible for 3. It was made for 1 medium-sized creature. In a pinch, you can squeeze 2 in there. It'll be uncomfortable, but it's possible. But definitely not 3. And Jackson he sees this girl, and it looks like he's going ready to get towards her, go towards her. The DC is 12. He is like, and he's going for it.
Okay, and this would be on Dex.
Yes, this is going to be a dex check. So you are +2. 12 or higher.
Already got it. Did it. Wait here.
Okay.
Head for her. Grab her, bring her to the pod. Shove them both into it. And en route, looking to spot the next available pod.
Right, definitely. Oh, nice. That is heroic, right? And so you grab him, shove him back in. He was like, no, Dad, I gotta save her. And by the time he says that, you're already towards her, grabbing her and dragging her by the hand. You toss her in, hit the eject, the escape capsule closes, and the shimmer of a blue force field is separating right now between you and space. And in the distance, you see the escape capsule go down to the planetoid below. But as you're looking at that, about 30 or so feet to your left, all of a sudden the lift doors open, and Aura, Sagaricio, and Ori, you guys come tumbling out. Your hands are still kind of crackling and sizzling from holding on to the power couplings. But you kind of spread out onto the floor, prone, not too far away from what you guys are looking at, like I don't want to say elderly, but an aged human with black and white hair and an eye patch. Captain Jonathan Archer, you see them. Tell me, what do you 3 do?
There's an explosion.
There's
I
definitely...
didn't catch all that. Broke up on my end.
Oh, sorry, I said there was an explosion.
Yeah, there was another one upstairs, somewhere. Didn't stick around to find out. Glad to see the Cosmos
Yep.
hasn't eaten you
One
up
down
yet, old
here
man.
too. Been around this long, can't see leaving yet. How many escape pods are left?
All right. You go ahead and you look really quick, and you do see a buildup of people and aliens and whatnot, because there's none left.
What else is in this bay? 'Cause we don't have time for much else.
I don't know. So you go ahead, you look about, like everyone had like hopped into their ships and hightailed it out of there, except for one damaged vessel. It looks like a couple of the force field generators got detached from above and fell on top of it, damaging its wing and its thruster. But aside from that, it seems to be there. Its landing struts are completely bent, but that seems right now to be your guys' only way from escaping this crashing ship.
You know how to fly that thing there, Taryn?
Throwing a little bit of persuasion into it, telling him, "You fix it, I'll fly it. Let's go."
That's what I was thinking. If you could fly it, I'll get to it. Let me grab my equipment first.
I'm already headed for the cockpit to start powering up necessary systems.
Definitely.
Fix quick, boy.
And so, Jonathan Archer, you dash over there. All right. You immediately hop into the cockpit. Even though this is not in the Terran language, you've piloted enough starships in your time to know exactly how to actually transfer the controls over to your language. All right. Would you do so and begin powering up essential systems? And yeah, a lot of systems are offline due to the exterior damage. In the meantime, Sagaricio, you go over towards the bins and the revolvers that have the lockers for the equipment. A smaller alien there, green skin. You could definitely tell that she is a Kesh. She's already there and she's taking stuff out of a locker. And she looks at you and kind of ignores you and runs back over to her mistress, Aura. And she tells you, Your Grace, here are your belongings. I suggest that we follow the Terran and the Promethean.
Got room for 2 more?
I think we got plenty of room there for 2 more, yeah. As I'm sliding in the short blade onto my side, putting a combat knife into my boot, getting the rifle situated on my back, and then pulling out the giant axe.
See, look at this. He dances well and has weapons. He's a whole package.
Let me see if I can get this picture of him up. The man's a beast, right? But
Yeah, he may be a whole package, but if you don't hurry up, you ain't going with me. He can't fly.
Definitely. Ori is
Fly,
carrying
ain't
your
going anywhere.
things. Ori's carrying your things, Aura, as you and your smaller Kesh assistant get aboard this damaged vessel. Sagaricio, you grabbed your equipment, you grabbed your things, you grabbed your huge axe, and you're heading over and you're looking over the ship and you realize, yeah, propulsion's pretty much shot. You gotta get that going in order to get this thing out of there. Go ahead and give me a mechanics check.
All right. While I'm doing that, I'm going to have my micro drone start working on some of the other subsystems.
Oh.
Working on future systems. That way we can make sure that everything is fully operational and we have no surprises.
As you're running towards the vessel, you go ahead, you bring up your cybernetic arm, and like these 3 ports just kind of open up, and these small little discs float out and fly over and attach themselves to different parts of the ship, and immediately they begin flashing with energy as they begin repairing essential systems. All right, as you get over to the propulsion, give me that check.
14.
All right. With that, immediately you see it begin to power up. Energy begins coming out the back, kind of in spurts, and then it dies, and then finally activates at 50% power. It's not enough, not really a lot, excuse me, but it's enough to get you guys out of there.
And this will have to do for right now. I'll work on any other systems on the inside as best as I can. But I'm gonna hit the side of the ship. Like, this is good enough for right now.
You hit it, and with that, you get about 10% more power out of it as the ship is ready to go. You hop inside, and Captain Jonathan Archer, this ship is heavily damaged, but you are managing to get it out of the back of this docking bay, going through the shimmering of that blue force field that's keeping some atmosphere in the docking bay. You manage to leave the back of the party ship, but various pieces of the hull are flying off and coming towards you. Give me that dexterity check. You actually, since you are proficient in spaceship, it's going to be an additional +2, so it should be
A total of +6.
All right. No, it's gonna be +4, I believe, total. Yes, it's gonna be
I've
+4.
got. Oh yeah, 4. I read the wrong number. Sorry.
No problem. All right. And so yeah, go ahead, give me that roll as you see these incoming pieces of the hull flying towards you as the ship. Whoa!
Nice.
20!
You can't see for shit, but my god, when it comes to piloting.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch me soar.
All right, chat. If anyone knows what that is from, go ahead and post it in the comments. All right. Players, don't help them. All right, but beautiful quote. All right. And right there, Captain Archer, you are in the zone. All right. You are just carefully maneuvering. And I mean, these pieces of the hull, you're missing by just feet. All right. This ship is too damaged for it to get anywhere, but at least with a 20, you could definitely come to a safe and actually soft landing as you're able to dodge the dozens of planks of hull from the party ship, skim and slide into the force field of this planetoid so smooth that the occupants don't even know what's happening. And you manage to actually spot something of, it looks like a group of survivors. You're unable to be sure what they are because the majority of this ship's sensors are damaged beyond repair. But it's better to be by someone than to be alone on this seemingly desert planet. With that, before this ship
right there.
gives out, you go ahead and you bring it to a graceful landing. Argus, Brave Stride, as you guys are making your way across this dark blue sand, cold desert, after witnessing this massive ship trailing off into the distance, leaving smoke and debris behind, another smoking vessel, smaller, comes and lands perfectly about 50 feet away. It lands and just settles onto the sand because its landing struts that it's supposed to be propped up on are completely bent. But as it does so, the wing falls off and the back thruster just dislodges. This thing held on for as long as it could before they finally land, and now is practically falling to pieces.
Miss Tana, they do not appear to be in very good shape.
They appear not to be ours either.
We did this exploration on our own. These are most certainly not ours.
Agreed, but they don't appear to be hostile, otherwise they would have shot at us.
Their ship is literally falling apart.
You're right.
It is hard to be hostile when they're running junk.
We need to see if they're okay.
Miss Tana, is that a wise action?
We can't allow this universe to get colder by not caring for people.
No, but we came here with a purpose, and helping others was not necessarily part of it. How do we not know they're assassins?
Because they haven't tried to kill us yet?
Keyword is yet.
As this conversation is taking place, Archer, Aura, Sagaristio, what are you three doing?
My first order of business is checking the comms unit on this ship, see if there's still enough power and if it's functional enough to send one.
Is it powerful enough to send one what?
One more message.
As the power is dying in this thing, mostly because you didn't realize, but it seems its Saurian power unit was severely damaged before. Yes, you have enough power for one more message. What do you send and to who?
Quick burst coordinates to exactly where I landed the ship and sent to my ship.
Okay. You send your coordinates to the astral horizon, and then the ship dies. Aura.
Everybody out.
With that, Aura, your assistant Ori, she is of course first one to her feet. She is like, "Careful, Your Grace. We do not know where we are. Allow me to take the lead."
And I'm gonna stand in front of them. No, let me. A little bit more armored for this. And as I do take the lead,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kick back that hatch right out the back.
It just goes flying off, right?
The overly dramatic exit.
Exactly.
Yep. Because there's no power left in this thing. I doubt it will have enough power to open on its own.
You are so right. Stop reading my notes. But yeah, Argus, Brave Stride, you guys are looking at this completely broken down spaceship, and then all of a sudden you see a side panel just kind of get launched off, and you see a heavy boot sticking out before a Promethean sticks his head out.
I'm definitely gonna bring the shield out, but I'm not gonna engage the sword quite yet.
All right. Your shield materializes onto your arm. Sagaristio, you've kicked the door out. And you kind of hop down, and it is cold in this place. You hop down and you see a slight puff of this kind of light blue dust coming off of the dark blue sand of this planet. You're looking about, and this is definitely an alien world. Really yellow skies. So far, no clouds. Dark blue sand. That intense smell of chlorine in the air. It takes you a minute to stop making a face about it, but it tastes like false atmospheric. So it's like someone tried to terraform this planet and seemingly failed. But
Yeah,
it's enough to
bad
breathe
taste
in.
my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I'm peeking out and I look over and I see the being brandishing a sword and shield.
Nope,
With
no
shield,
sword.
shield.
No, just the shield.
Yeah,
Just
just
the
a shield.
shield.
All right. Gonna kind of tilt my head a little bit. It's like, we don't mean any harm. We were just on a ship that was exploding, and we boarded this ship that wasn't exploding, but it's out of power.
Miss Tana, your feelings?
And with that, she's just kind of staring, and you see a little bit of color fills her face, and you see like the bottom of her tentacles kind of just wiggling slightly.
Very well.
Oh, that's the largest Terran I've ever seen.
He's no larger than I am.
Well, okay. Argus, of course you're bigger. I'm not saying, you know.
Kind of wrinkling at my nose at the Terran comment, but I'm letting it go. It's not the first time.
Right.
Misty does not seem dangerous, but he is rather unsanctified, dare I say.
Hello. She tells you in Terran.
I'm going to respond back in Terran. Hello, and I'm technically Promethean, but
Oh,
I get
sorry.
confusion.
So I didn't see the hair thing. Are you an assassin?
I'm pretty loud to be an assassin, so no.
That's exactly what the assassins want you to think.
But he said he wasn't an assassin. If he was an assassin, wouldn't he have tried to kill us by now?
No, because clearly you don't understand how assassins work.
All right, Brave Stride. Does he look like an assassin to you, with his rippling muscles and his big axe and all his weaponry?
My animal, or where I can do that. And
I'm using animal intuition.
yeah.
You could definitely do that.
Or sorry, bestial intuition. That seems a lot less creepy.
Empathetic sense is what it's called.
Sure, it is.
That's what he has as a Volna. They are very.
As I look at him as I'm done writing down trajectories in my electronic journal, and then I will do this sense.
Definitely. Go ahead and make your wisdom insight check. And I think you already have it factored in, but it uses twice what? Yeah, it uses twice your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks fine to me.
What did you roll?
12.
Yeah.
Well,
Though I do have a question. Any more in there?
Yeah, we got a few more in here.
And with
Alright,
that,
well-
go ahead.
I'm gonna step on out so I can let the others come out.
There are 10 creatures that I do not know respond to vibrations or not, but they will probably try to eat you or anyone on your ship. So you might want to get a move on it.
All right. Aura, your assistant Ori, she's like, Your Grace, allow me to help you out. It seems to be safe out there for now. And with that, Ori kind of winces in pain as she has to climb out herself, but she's willing to be stepped on to help you get out.
Hey, knock it off. I'm not gonna step on you. I'm just gonna, like, hop down.
But I'm also... Your Grace, you could twist an ankle. And we cannot have that.
It'll be fine.
Well, we still don't know these ruffians, so...
BRB.
Of course. We still don't know these ruffians, Your Grace, and they cannot be trusted, so I will make sure to keep myself between you and these strangers.
I think it would be better if you stayed behind me so you could keep an eye on if they don't trust me.
If that is what you command, Your Grace, but are you sure this is wise?
What specifically?
That I be behind you instead of in front of you? Or between you and these dangerous people?
Well, I have eyes on the front of my head, but not the back of my head.
Your wisdom rings true, Your Grace. I shall, as the Terrans say, watch your back.
Thank you.
And with that, she turns and she's like walking backwards, but she's like kind of giving you like the death stare. It's like Aristo, she just looks at you and she's like, I got my eye on you.
Yeah, I just shrug.
Right.
Thug life.
Sigma male.
All right. So, Archer, you brought this ship down way smoother than anyone else in the Silrain Arc would have. Your passengers have disembarked. You sent out the message. The ship is dead. What are you doing?
Before I even begin to step out of the ship, I'm going through the ship looking for emergency supplies, water, additional clothing, suits, whatever. Something that could be potentially used as shelter. I'm going to raid the ship for everything I need to survive before I step out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Then I'll make my way out.
Okay. And so you go ahead, you get out of the cockpit, you turn around, and you check the side panel that normally has things like first aid, survival gear, stuff like that there. And you find bottles and bottles of booze.
Well, I suppose we need antiseptics.
Yeah.
Do you take them?
Or potential A couple of them. They also make good torches with the right wicking material. And
All right. Well, make sure you
there's
mark
lots of
down.
uses for alcohol.
You mark down somewhere that you have 2 bottles of alcohol.
Okay.
While you're doing that, you're checking the rest of the ship, and on all the panels where there should be some types of supplies or whatnot, you see nothing but electronics installed for holographics.
For holographics.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You see that there was these panels in the middle of the floor and in the middle of the roof. And since there's no power, they don't turn on, but you're able to pry them open, and it seems poles are able to fold up and lock into place.
Aha. This was a miniature party bus. Okay.
Yes.
Still not necessarily stuff that's great for survival, but something I'm going to notate.
Mm-hmm. No.
Last check, paperwork on the ship.
Oh,
Owner's paperwork.
definitely. All right. You go back to the cockpit, and in the front panel on the bottom left side is this bit of hard electrified glass, and it has the ship's registry and whatnot, and effectively it's a rental, and it was used by a Promethean family for the transporting of people to the party.
I'm back.
But yeah,
Okay.
it was rented by the Argus weapon manufacturing company.
Interesting. Rental company might pay nicely for the return of this.
All right. So go ahead and take, or somehow list down that you have the Argus rental agreement for the party ship. I'm sorry, the party shuttle. Not to confuse it with the huge falling apart heap that is still burning through the atmosphere. So you go ahead and list that down. Argus, Brave Stride. Tana, she's looking at the both of you. She's like, wait, is that is Princess Aura of Kesha. What is she doing? She's famous.
And not our problem.
I have to agree on that one. Also, this ain't her planet. We're all food here.
This is. I agree with the guide on this one.
Oh, but apparently she's in some type of That's not even a Keshian ship.
Your point being, we're not even Dendarsi here, and here we are. Should we stick around and wait for more of us to show up, or shall we move on to the goal?
I'm going to go say hi. And she starts marching off. Princess, hi! Princess, she's in here waving and going towards her.
How much do you think a princess goes for?
I don't know, but I hate diplomacy.
Me too.
I'm gonna keep close to 10 after that.
Yeah. So you, Argus, and Brave Stride kind of like share a glance, right? As you guys kind of
Fuck
share,
diplomacy.
right? But yeah, and after that, of course, you guys go ahead and follow Tana.
I'm gonna keep my weapons hidden, dare I say, since they're all like digistructed into my gauntlets. But I'm ready to bust them out if I need to.
Right.
I have my rifle at a straight low ready.
Okay.
God, we look so sinister walking up after her. She's like, "Hi, princess!" And then the rest of her is like, "We're gonna fuck something up," and they even sneeze the wrong goddamn way.
Right? Exactly. You have this, young Dindus girl with her, kind of pink purplish head tentacles, and she's running towards her, waving happily, while behind her, walking in slow motion, are the big dudes with the shield out and with the rifle out.
Well, one dude and the cat.
Hey, I'm pretty lean, man.
Yeah, but
cat
you're
dude.
4 foot fuck all.
No, I'm actually 5'11".
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. You're 5 foot fuck all.
Yeah, he's 5'11", and believe it or not, that's almost short for a Volna.
I'm still 7 foot
How
nothing,
hard
so
might be-
yeah. I ain't human, bro.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm just saying. My base size is 7 feet. You're still smaller than I am. You're cute.
I want huge things for fun.
And that's adorable.
You're ugly.
All right.
I'm okay. Yeah, he's got me there.
All right, Aura,
Now.
Sagaristio, you guys, of course, hear this bickering as both this Ashen Forged and this Volna are approaching you, and in front of them is this cute little dentist girl that's waving, and she is like, "Your princess, Aura, are what are you doing here?"
Well, where is here again?
Oh,
Shithole.
I was about to say the same
I'm not a cartographer, but I think on the map, yeah, it would be classified as shithole.
right? It says it on his monitor right here. Yep. That's what the name of this planet. But yeah, she goes, well, actually, it's a mysterious planetoid that showed up over a couple of, I believe the Terrans call it decades ago. And the reverse side actually is laced with various thorium deposits. And so they decided to put a force field on this side of the planetoid. And they tried to terraform it, but unfortunately, something was interfering with the atmospherics, and so that's why it's a freezing cold.
Anna,
What?
please cut it on the nerd stuff.
Oh,
nerd.
It's almost putting Sagaristio to sleep.
Well,
But that might
find it fascinating.
that also might be the alcohol talking and the
Lo-
breakdancing.
Long story short, we're unexplored. We're trying to navigate the planet for a specific signature she's seeking after. And lo and behold, we found you.
Y'all can find.
Now, Tana, shall we leave these wonderful guests to their own results, or do you have specific requests?
Argus, Brave Stride, this is the princess of the Kesh. All right, I mean, for the sake of galactic relations and the Sorium Accords, we have to make sure that she's safe. You know,
Anyone
until
can say they are lord of a planet.
My job is to make sure you are taken care of. Anyone else is collateral.
And with that, Tana turns around. She's like, Princess Aura, they didn't mean that. You're not collateral. You're, yeah.
I meant it.
And she looks back and she is like, Argus, you're embarrassing me in front of the royalty.
Turn to my little friend and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you still have the tracker from my father?"
He goes, of course, Your Grace. Shall I turn it on now so that we may get assistance?
Hold on, let me check something. And I'm gonna look around and be like, "Is anybody here a criminal?"
And with that, Tana's like, well, I'm not, and my associate Argus is not, and Brave Stride,
Not a criminal.
he's not.
we both look over at him and it's like, I'm not a criminal. It's like, okay, good. Woo!
Captain Archer, you realize there's really nothing of use really in the ship, and you've hopped out the side of it to see the two Kesh, Aura and her servant Ori, are conversing with this small Dindus girl. They're these pale aliens with pinkish purplish head tentacles, and a Catman. You know them as a Volna, and this 7-foot tall, dead looking human that you know to be the Ashen Forged.
Dear God, do I have to take on, like, Frankenstein's monsters qualities here? Like, that feels appropriate.
Yes.
Like, the bolts on the neck and fucking stitches in unnecessary spots?
Are we talking like the Frankenstein that we all know and love from like whatever, or are we talking like the one from Hotel Transylvania, who turns into a humanoid? One of them.
No, definitely not the last one.
Van
Definitely not
Helsing.
the last one.
I love that movie.
In any case,
Yeah.
while they're doing their thing,
Tyler's like bypassing.
I'm just leaning against. Yep. I'm just leaning against the side of the ship, got my pad out and my communicator, and I'm trying to reach my son, hoping he thought to grab his communicator.
You know, there is a crashed ship. That means there are resources for what we need to do.
You also remember we're not
Yeah.
here for those, right?
Yeah.
I also know I'm not going to be on this rock for very long.
Miss Tana, I will follow whichever orders you have, but I need actual orders now.
She goes,
He's getting bored.
well, I guess we can't have that now. Another shadow races across all of you, and you see one of the escape pods. Actually, its thrusters activating to slow its descent, and it arcs over you guys going towards the north, and you see like it's getting ready to crash into the distance when actually it just vanishes. It about 100 plus something feet from the surface, it just disappears.
Is it or
Wait.
just
Yeah. I'm not liking it.
Miss Tana,
Redoubling my effort to
I-
try to raise my kid.
Miss Tana, I am asking for directions.
Anyway, wait, was that an escape pod?
yes?
It was.
And with that, you see Tana's scanner device that she has on her hip. It starts flashing and beeping. Ooh. And she goes, hey, looks at it. And she lifts it up like she's like trying to get bars on the phone. Anyway, she looks at it and she goes, wait a minute. This is definitely a Saurian reaction. And she's pointing and she goes, and it's pointing, of course, in the direction where that escape pod disappeared. That's it. It's this way.
Right.
It's this way.
Very well. I will. It has been wonderful to meet all of you. As he says, like, in a very hard to believe tone of voice, because I'm very bad with people. But
I can't tell because I may not be equally as bad, but I'm still bad.
I'm at negatives for charisma.
Yeah, I got no positives,
Yeah,
so I'm
worse.
not equally as bad, but I am bad.
But Miss Tana and I have research to conform to, and we shall be going now. Guide, are you willing to come with us?
I don't know these people. Where else would I go?
Exactly. And so, yes, Guy, please lead us towards the north because that's where it is. I know it's there.
Come now, Miss Tana.
But, Lady Aura, would you like to come with us? I mean,
No.
being here is it's not good. There's creatures out. Oh. And she looks over into the distance.
Miss Tana, my
And
job is to take care of you.
Tana's
and nobody
eyes are
else.
getting huge, and she's starting to point to the distance, to the southwest.
Oh, I'm guessing there's a bunch of creatures coming because there's a giant feast for them.
Okay.
Stop
with
reading my
that-
notes.
So the sword and the shield come out, and I'm gonna start walking towards it. I know what's required.
How
Well,
many are
they're about 80 or so feet away, and so far you're just counting 16 tails.
Thank God, because when you're like they're like 80, and it was like of them, and you're like feet away. It's like, oh, thank God.
That's too many. Let's. I pick up Tama and put her on the back of Frankenstein over here.
Hey,
Carry her.
hey,
Let's go.
hey.
She
Wrong.
keep up.
It's literature, though. As I just like start walking away.
Yes, Lady Aura, you don't want to be here, all right? Those things are big and they're scary.
You know that was Frankenstein's monster, right?
No one watches those old Terran Hollows anymore.
The books still exist.
What is a book?
Ritz. Oh no! And like at that point in time, I'm just.
I'm gonna kind of look at her strangely. It's like, aren't you the scientist here?
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
All right, Terran history is not my speciality.
It's less about the history and less about the fact it's still out there.
Right, and so as you guys are arguing, so Sagaricio, Aura, Captain Archer, are you guys going to stay with the ship as in the distance you start to see about so far 5 of these large orange scorpions begin to burrow free from the dark blue sand?
I'm gonna turn to Ori and say, "Hey, turn on the tracker and let's go." And I'm gonna step forward and kind of like glance wearily at the big guy, and just kind of like slowly, cautiously like hook my arm through my new best friends.
They're not rad scorpions; they're glam scorpions.
Right.
Tenta Scorpio.
Sagaristio, Archer, you guys going to stay there, or are you going to go after Tana, Argus, and Brave Stride?
I guess confident as I am in my abilities, I'm not that confident. So yeah, I'm gonna be following.
Okay, they're 70
you did
feet
say
out.
that that's the generalized direction that the escape pod disappeared. So, and I'm assuming I still have had no response from Junior.
You did actually.
Okay.
You did. It was a, Dad, are you? And it got cut off as soon as the escape pod disappeared.
And yes, I am very definitely heading that way.
All right.
For my own, of course, reasons.
50 feet away. And so with that, you begin to follow the rest of the group. Argus, Brave Stride, are you guys running or just walking casually?
I would say a fair pace, not necessarily running. The goal is not to alert them to our presence, but it's to keep moving forward.
Okay. Okay, then. Go ahead and give me stealth checks then. Argus and Brave Stride.
Honestly, one of my favorite things about being an Ashen Forge, I don't have disadvantage while wearing armor as an Ashen Forge.
Oh!
I know, right? It's like, I can wear goddamn fucking bricks walking around and be like, I am stealthy like the rest of y'all.
Right.
Also, I don't think it's a very good stat because I never focused on stealth.
Exactly. So, Argus, Brave Stride, give me those stealth checks. Archer.
1! I have a 1 bonus.
Yes.
Boy.
Argus, Sagaristio, Aura. You see them heading off, but you see they're stepping very carefully for some strange reason. What do you 3 do?
I'm just gonna start emulating what they're doing, just thinking, "Oh, this must be how they have to walk here."
Again, I've hit the wrong button. It's a 19.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, that's the best roll I've had all night.
No problem.
And it's the stealth and heavy armor.
All right. Realizing that these people may know what they're doing, Aura, go ahead and give me that stealth check. Sagaristio, do you follow suit? Archer?
I'm gonna follow suit, but give me a second here. I'm gonna check out something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, might as well.
Whoa!
Damn,
Natural
girl!
20!
Damn, girl!
Sneaky.
She didn't even add any bonuses or nothing. This is straight up 20.
I'm gonna have to make another reference, but White Shadow.
So yeah, I'm going to
go.
Why is everyone so good at sneaking so far?
I love it.
It's gonna change here in a moment.
Waiting for it. Waiting for it. Waiting for it.
I have to roll a disadvantage. So,
And watch 2 nat 20s because fuck Avray.
But
It's all right.
before I start sneaking around, I will use my prime technique,
Oh,
amplify ability. So I'm gonna amplify my dex roll.
okay.
So it's
Seems
gonna add
legit.
at least a 1d4 to this ability check, but I'm still rolling at disadvantage.
All right, is this a forging ability or is this a talent?
This is a prime forging technique. It is
Prime
a
forging. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. And so, how that visualizes is this. All right, seeing the other people, carefully walking on this dark blue sand. All right, you realize that walking carefully is not really your thing. You activate your rig inside your cybernetic arm, and immediately digitize these types of specialized boots onto your feet. Go ahead and give me your stealth check and add that D4 from your prime talent, your prime forging talent.
do the stealth check first.
Step.
Disadvantage. And then, yep. And then 1d4, which will give me 3, so that's 5.
Okay.
Well, he's food.
Not exactly. This was actually considered a group check, and you had way more successes
So
than
the rest
failures.
of us are food.
Nah, one failure does not cause the entire group to fail.
Especially at the rate that we succeeded.
Yes. So far, those orange scorpion-like aliens,
Catman, carry the noisy mechanic.
they hold their position for now. But you guys go ahead and go forward towards where the escape pod disappeared. You guys managed to travel about 200 or so feet away from the crashed ship when you guys smack against some type of force field that is practically invisible till you guys touch it. And then you see kind of like these swirls of kind of purplish lines of light traveling along the force field upon contacting it.
Miss Tana, you are the expert in said situations. What is going on?
Yes, I'm scanning.
Everyone, give her time. I will step back and kind of like head towards where everything's coming from and just kind of like be ready for the worst.
Ditto.
All right. Archer, do you do anything?
Well, it apparently didn't damage us in hitting it, so I'll set my hand on it and tap as I go along and start walking the edge of it. Try to find a perimeter on it.
No problem. You put your hand against it and begin walking around it. It's weird because it vibrates against your palm. And as you tap, it kind of makes a circular ripples with every tap.
Okay.
Sagaristio, what do you do?
I'm kind of interested in this because it's probably some sort of machine. But I don't think I've seen anything like this before.
This is true.
So, well, I'll just stand at the ready with my axe blade down on the ground, my hand on top of the hilts, and I'll just kind of stand there looking at it, then looking at the others, then looking back to it, just waiting.
Right. All right. Aura, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna be standing by and like kind of murmuring words of encouragement to my new friend, just like, you got this, I believe in you.
Oh, which new friend?
The pink one.
I believe she means Tana.
Yeah. And so you go ahead and you say, that, I believe in you, and strangely enough, Aura, when you said that, you notice a reaction in the force field. But I think only you noticed it. Ori, she's right next to you, of course, Ori, and she goes, my lady, it is very cold on this planet. Here, take my robes.
I love you, but I don't think your robes are going to do much help. Let's just kind of like jog in place to warm ourselves up a little.
And as you're saying that, more of rippling shimmers appear across the force field every time you speak, Aura. And
Down to Tenna and whisper. Is that me doing that to the force field, or are you doing something right now?
and with that, Tana's like, Princess, it's okay. This force field is definitely sonic based, but for some reason it resonates well with your voice for some strange reason. But I don't wait. No. Get out the galaxy. But no. Okay.
Words, Tana.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Everybody. This sonic force field. This is ancient technology, but it's advanced technology, but it's ancient technology. This is ancient Keshian technology. They were very fond of sonics and harmonics because it helped them learn linguistics. And so they combined linguistics with their harmonics technology in order to make sound-based equipment and force fields.
Less words, Tana.
Sing, princess, sing.
I think more words are needed, but from this one, then I look down at the princess.
You guys see the tails 100 feet out.
I'm prepped.
I am not a singer, so instead, I'm going to tell you all of the ways that I like to wear the color purple. Are you ready? Let's go.
I love it. Love it.
I don't know about you, but if you're gonna talk to the wall and it's gonna open up, talk away. No, just pat it.
Just do what you need to do.
I'm
ready to
curious.
Stab shit.
Okay, because this is important. What specifically do you say to the wall, or do you talk to your crew?
I'm going to turn to the wall, and I'm like, look, I know that you will never get to experience the true joys of wearing purple or violet or amethyst garb, but I just want to explain to you that it looks great on literally any skin tone. And regardless of the weave of the fabric, or the make of the fabric, whether it is sheer or completely opaque, it is such an elegant color and just lends so much mysterious energy to the wearer. And then especially if you pair it with like very, very like
The force
gaudy
field is
metallic-
parting as she speaks, right? As she is speaking, it's just a circle that is opening within the force field, getting bigger and bigger and bigger as she is telling the story about the benefits of wearing purple. And all of a sudden, this rush of sweet, warm air is coming out of the circle of shimmering light. And whatever's beyond this force field, you can't tell because of the shimmering energy, but it smells better and is warmer than out here. The tails are 90 feet out.
I'm a cat. I like warmth.
Go. Everyone go. I will stay until the last moment.
I'll be right beside you.
No. Engineer, you go.
If there's more of them, I'm not leaving you by here.
I will be there until the last possible second. Everyone get in.
So,
My
with
job
that,
is to guard.
Still totally understands the benefits. Well, and I'm just gonna get Ori and walk in.
right? You go ahead, you go in, Ori goes in. Brave Stride, you said you're going in. Argus and Sargaricio, they're going to be the last ones. Archer, are you going in?
Yeah. No, go ahead. Double back.
No problem. You
Come to
head
the
back.
hole.
When you get to the
I'll wait
hole,
for-
you're actually getting a signal from your son's communicator.
Okay. But I will still wait for everybody but the two biggest guys to go through ahead of me.
Definitely. And so,
And then step through.
you do so. Sorry. I wasn't expecting my cat to be standing on two legs and staring out the window like it's waiting for an Amazon package.
Wow.
So it just kind of threw me. But either way, yes. Brave Stride, you go in. Aura, Ori, Tana, they go in. Archer, you go in. Argus, Sargaricio, you guys back on in. And as soon as you guys do, and the hole closes, you guys find yourselves in almost a completely different environment. The ground is soft. field of grass, brown in color. The trees. Trees. There's trees for as far as the eye can see. And beautiful purple leaves abound on both the trees and the bushes.
That's why it let us in, because it's purple.
Miss Tana,
So wise of you, princess.
where do we go next?
She's looking at her scanner. She goes, oh my, it's here. It's definitely here. It's this way. It's this way. And she's pointing further towards the north, and she goes off at a hurried pace.
I suggest you all keep up, otherwise I promise nothing. And I'm gonna keep up with her.
Definitely. Brave Stride, what are you doing?
Well, she's one that pays me, and I'm the guide. So somehow I got a guide.
Right? Definitely. Archer. She is definitely going in the direction of the signal where your son is.
While en route, trying to raise him on the communicator for verbal confirmation that he is alive.
And so you hear, Dad, coffee, you get cut.
Keep signaling I'm en route.
Definitely. You guys go ahead, and I'm assuming you travel all together. Is anyone straying away for... I just got to make sure.
No, I'm just bringing up the rear guard.
No
while,
problem.
While the other big guy is taking up the vanguard.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys aren't getting a cut of my pay.
And so...
I'm in this for pay.
I don't even think I'm getting paid, honestly.
Yeah, you are adopted.
You're not wrong.
All right.
Whereas he's a creation, wouldn't that be more he's owned?
Interesting.
The Dendarcy, or the Densi, do not believe in slavery.
The Dindas.
Yeah.
Dendis, that's the word, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, right now she's completely wrapped up in looking at her scanner as she's proceeding forward, as the rest of you guys are following behind. Immediately, she's not even really aware of it, but she begins to sink as you guys are getting into a patch of very soft grass to the point of sinking into it a bit. Except for you, Brave Stride. But yes, right now, you guys sinking only to about ankle deep, but it's kind of sludgy. For some reason, the albino Catman is able to just like walk on the surface of it like there's no problem.
I am.
Oh, I wonder why.
Because I am Keezus.
Because you have the expert wayfinder feature.
Katsis. I am Katsis. You all must bow before my superior. Sorry.
But definitely.
I'm not falling for his deception. I do actually have a good 50 feet of monowire that I'm going to toss to him and be like, and just like nod to him.
He tosses you the wire. Do you anchor it to a tree, Brave Stride?
To Tana.
Yeah.
Oh. Right. Don't worry. It's just a large patch of difficult terrain, but you guys are able to pull yourselves completely free of it. While this is happening, though, Brave Stride, give me that perception roll, please.
I'm going to make sure that the rest of the group actually has a strong tether that they can pull themselves along to with said monowire.
Mm-hmm.
While he's doing whatever the fuck Catman's doing.
Actually,
doing Catman stuff.
Catman do, bitch.
All right, cool. You didn't, see it nor smell it or whatnot. But if you want, you can choose to open up your senses and whatnot and make a insight via your empathic sense if you so choose, Brave Stride. But yeah, everyone is getting free out of the gook. Ori is going crazy trying to like brush the sludgy brown grass off of you.
I want to have words with that one.
All right. And like Tana is still completely wrapped up in her readings, and she goes, Oh my God.
I'll do an insight, I guess.
Go ahead. And so, with that, she is like, oh, by the great spires of Fodor.
13.
If this is true, then this may have been a Keshian ancient settlement, or perhaps a ship, or maybe this was a chunk of the Kesh's homeworld.
Priests have eyes.
Tana, stop. Take a step back. Look at the info.
And she goes, "You're right. You're right.
You haven't even taken one sample yet.
This is true, but that force field is definitely an incredible discovery by itself. Brave Stride, you sense predators."
I am the
No.
We are the prey.
When she says she senses predators,
Yes.
I'm going to start.
No, not she. Not she. This is what Brave Stride detects. He alone knows this.
Okay.
We're being hunted.
Miss Tana, I need orders.
Over in the distance, further to the north, through a clearing, you finally hear, "Hey! Hey! Dad?"
Miss
That's
Tana,
another perception.
You don't really need perception in the
I
far.
was going to say, this was made very apparent.
Mm-hmm.
For the
Miss-
predators.
Miss Tana, I need instructions.
Listen, Argus, your mission hasn't changed. Okay, you're to protect me, and so far there's nothing to protect me from. This is an incredible discovery. All right, this planetoid has come out of nowhere. All right, and people have surveyed it already, and they completely missed this. They were so busy mining for sorium on the other side of this planetoid that no one decided to explore the desert. And we
Miss
did.
Tana! You seem to be forgetting the fact that we are stuck on a planet with no backup, and that we have to deal with stragglers and survivors of this. And you're telling me there's
Not
nothing to
stuck
worry
here.
about?
We're not stuck here.
See? Problem solved. All right, you worry too much, Argus. And she goes ahead. She marches forward. Hi, Terrence!
Jack, get your ass over here. She make it okay?
Anyway, he goes, no, Dad, she's kind of in a bad sort.
Oh God, what happened?
All right. Stop reading my notes. No, I'm joking. Okay, do you guys go over to where Jack is? Because he's actually by some structure.
Yeah, of course I'm going to.
I'm staying close to Tana.
Tana is definitely heading over there.
Oh,
The predator.
fuck! Okay.
Right.
Well, I guess we're going then.
Definitely. And this structure, it's actually it's a protrusion. It's how can I best describe it? You guys know
Byron?
not exactly. On rooftops, there's the access that leads down to the building below, and it's kind of a angular, kind of a triangular structure that has a door at the flat end that allows you to walk down. It's well, not like a flat hatch on the ground, but it's actually a doorway. Given that it's only about 5 feet tall, it definitely is marked with symbols, but it seems to lead downward. But instead of a door being there, it's this very reflective silvery mirror, effectively. But while Tana is examining that and looking at her reflection, Jackson is there, and he is holding this other Terran woman. She has this huge gash in her stomach, and she has belabored breathing, and her eyes are kind of fluttering. And he's like, Dad, listen, we crashed hard in the escape pod, and I'm fine, but she's not. Can you do something, Dad?
you're gonna kind of move on over and take a look and see the extent of the damage, I'm gonna use another prime ability.
Oh.
Stabilize.
Oh.
Stabilize creatures at 0 HP.
Perfect.
And it's instant.
Okay. Oh,
So
the
seeing
handy guy
as
to
that
have
she was in a
around.
seeing as she is in a bad sort, I'm gonna kind of take a look, see the extent of the damage, and I'm just gonna mutter something and to my arm. Well, it looks like I'm talking to my arm, but we're gonna have my little micro drones come out and we're gonna, stabilize her.
sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good indeed. And so, just like you said, all right, these little ports in your arm open up, and these little drones come out, and they begin tending and mending and suturing her stomach. It just looks like a couple of discs and a whole lot of glitter, honestly, at first, before her breathing comes down to a regular pace, and now she is just unconscious.
You're a handy guy to have around.
Aura,
Well,
as this is
she's been
happening,
around.
Ori, she comes to your side and she goes, Your Grace, I must ask your forgiveness.
What'd you do?
I am. And then she finally falls. As she falls on her face, you realize that she actually received a whole lot more damage in the explosion than she has let on.
Damn it, Ori, why are you so dumb sometimes?
Normally she would be apologizing and whatnot, but unfortunately she too is unconscious.
Well, looks to me like we're going to have to establish some sort of camp here. I'll try my comm and see if maybe there's a chance that the ship's gotten close, but I doubt it.
All right. Brave Stride. 4, maybe 6 creatures. You're barely able to see out your peripheral. Okay.
I would let my people know, or I will state, hey, we're being hunted, and they are over there.
And guess what? I'm stepping up. I don't need to see shit. I just need to be there and watch it happen.
Right? So, with that, you take a couple of steps forward to protect everyone behind you. Shield activated. You whipping out your sword, Argus?
For Miss Tana. Yes.
And while you do that, you reach over, shing, activate your blade. Tana, completely unaware, scanning the symbols. Aura, you are doing your best to help your friend. You managed to get some of your, you get your medical kit that Ori was carrying for you, and apply the salve to her back.
I'm gonna climb up on your battery.
Jack
She's
to help me get his girly friend and RE side by side. Easier to protect them if they're together.
definitely.
He can sit watch over her. Did you bring anything besides the gear you're wearing, Junior?
You don't call me Junior Dead, but no.
I have a pistol one of you can use.
I've got my own. You don't mind letting Jack here use yours?
Junior can
We're gonna
can
stay
use
in
a
backup.
pistol by
Yeah,
all means.
my dad taught me.
He better be able to use it.
And with that, I'm going to toss Junior my gun and all the ammo I have.
Right, you go ahead, you toss it to him, you toss him the extra Sorium pack. He goes
Just
ahead, pulls back
For
the
the
energy
love
discharge.
of God, don't shoot me.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
I mean, I've yet to see anyone who enjoys getting shot at.
Thank you, engineer.
But
And
yes,
with that all said, I'll activate my PSD.
you go ahead, click your force field, It hums to life.
I will take an intermediate interval between our injured and our front line of defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my post.
Definitely. As you
Well,
take your position, Sargaristio, what do you
Yes.
do?
Well, since Ara's looking after Ari, I'm gonna stand up post,
Mm-hmm.
get my axe ready,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna mutter some things to my arm, and I am going to provide a sensory boost to myself, to Argus, and to Brave Stride.
Okay. You provide a sensory boost to the people you've said. Brave Stride, I heard you. You said you're going to go and climb into a tree, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm not going to make you make a check for that. It's ridiculous. Right? You go ahead and just, with cat-like agility, all right, climb into a tree and balance perfectly onto a branch. And as you do so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these purplish wolf creatures seem to pull themselves free from the violet foliage of this area, as if they're more plant than mammal. But they're aware of you. You're aware of them. They begin growling, forming a circle around all of you, and begin to move in closer and closer until finally Tana screams out, "It is! This is proof! This is ancient Keshian! All right, I mean, I can't read it, but this is ancient Keshian. It's one of their devices to keep one of their things safe."
Shut up!
Well, cat's out of the bag.
And with that, immediately hear as these violet plant levels begin to charge. And my players, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to cut it off here.
Hour early?
Yes. I apologize, but we're going to have to leave it on this note and pick it up next week with the continuation. Will you guys be able to fight off these weird purple plant wolves? What's with this ancient Keshian doorway that you guys have found? Are you going to be able to get it open if you decide to go in? Are you guys going to be able to keep this Terran woman and Ori alive? I don't know, but we're definitely going to find out next time. Tell me, my players, starting with the wonderful Alloy, tell me, favorite moments, favorite characters.
Okay, so I gotta say, I appreciate how everyone is kind of throwing their character elements in, like, super early right now.
Mm-hmm.
The dance barge was an interesting concept, because that was a good way to bring a lot of characters together. Absolutely. I didn't expect you to throw some of us into the offside of that, so I gotta say... Your establishment of character interaction right off the get-go was a good, strong point. Even if we weren't all done in the same scene, I enjoyed it.
I'm glad. All right. Master Draco, favorite moment, favorite character.
The dance off was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Favorite character.
Hey, either.
I'll go with moments.
Go ahead. If you don't have any, it's all right.
I liked the dance off, and I liked how the crash and everything came together, and I like our little crew, like the exploring crew. It's dynamic so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's focus on the job, and now we have these strays with us. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. Dark Lovely, what about you? Any highlights for this first session of Esper Genesis?
I gotta say the bombs on the dance party ship was like super surprising, but I remember wondering to myself when other characters saw the glowing, I was like, oh, I bet that's a bomb. But it wasn't my character, so I couldn't say anything. So, but yeah, so that was kind of like a really interesting way to like get the party together when they started in two different places. I definitely think everybody did a great job in introducing, like, you know, kind of everybody's values and kind of who they are as a character. I actually didn't know anything about Ori until I showed up today, so I was like, I learned a lot about my friend.
Right.
And then I don't know, I would say favorite moments. I don't know, the bomb going off, I just was like, yeah, I called it! So that was that was my favorite.
Hey,
Satisfaction.
whatever favorite moment for you is, all right? There's no wrong answer to this. Tonto Tomahawk, what about you? What's your session highlights?
Well, one of my favorite moments, obviously, is the dance. I wasn't expecting to roll that high, considering I have no bonuses
Right.
in any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be like dexterity or charisma, it's like I don't have any bonuses, so it's just straight up dice roll, I guess.
Right.
Oh well, look at that, 19 to perform dance. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with it.
Nice. Any more?
As for another one of the moments was getting the ship up and running. Like, hey, if you can fly it, I'll fix it. Hey, that's what I was gonna say. We both had the same brain moment, me and Ty.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, yep, you fly, I fix. Yeah, it's good enough. We'll just pat it on the back. Yeah, good enough.
All right. And last but definitely not least, Typhoon 44. What are your session highlights?
Wow, there's quite a few of them. I gotta say, one of the highlights was that very first cinematic advantage. Master Draco coming sliding underneath the belly of a scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was really cool. I kind of got images of oh hell, what was that movie? Clash of the Titans.
Oh, the original, right?
One warrior going right up through the belly. I was thinking he'd do something like that. Maybe it'd fall on him, but he slid all the way underneath it. So that was a real highlight moment for me. That played out so nicely. Favorite character's impossible to do because we all hit.
That's why I'm like,
so
screw it, just
perfectly
session
into,
highlights.
It's been awesome.
Right.
Props to Tonto and his character being so in sync with me, him and I being in sync, getting everybody off the ship, at least those that were left.
Right.
For our immediate party. I'm sure there's some very hurt people in whatever's left of that.
Mm-hmm.
No ship ever has enough life rafts for everyone.
So true. All right. And as for me, I'm going to be pretty much parroting everyone else. Love the dance off. Love the teamwork, getting the ship off of the crashing party ship. I love how you guys came together and how it wasn't seamless or, it was really rocky because the people on the planet was like, who are these? And while the people coming out the ship is like, huh. And finally it's just circumstances. Kind of had forced you guys together, but you guys quickly found your symmetry, and I'm glad about that. I love the role play between you guys. I really do.
On a sidebar, I loved the way you described Jack's reaction to my little question when I snuck up on him.
Yes. Yeah, your boy Jack got some explaining to do.
Busted.
Exactly. All right. Being a little rambunctious myself, I could definitely relate. All right, but let me go ahead and sign off. What an adventure, right? Thank you again for joining us. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to activate that like button. I want to thank my players, Alloy, Master Draco, Dark Lovely, Tonto Tomahawk, and Typhoon 44. And I hope to see you all back here for another adventure in